Oh, this is delicious!
Guess you won't be needing those tapes I made for you. You want me to get rid of them?
Don't be hasty. Not until I see those street fighters pummeled to dust, which should be any moment now. Sonic! Sonic! Boom! Sonic! Boom!
Forgetting it's stunningly beautiful.
Yeah.
Kind of like, yeah.
You forget because it sucks being here.
Right, yeah, no, it's the same thing. It's like, oh, wait, and then I go outside and I'm like, oh, yeah, California is lovely. This is like the best place. This is the best place on the planet.
It's not all just an air-conditioned office.
See, you've just stepped into TalkRadar 72 in the middle of a glorious sunset over the
what a
San
beautiful
Francisco
day.
Bay.
I can see all the way to Oakland, where somebody is not having a very good day, I'm sure.
Yeah.
All right, I'm Christopher Antista.
I'm Michael Raparas.
I'm Brett Elston.
And who was with us today?
I'm Seth Killian from Capcom.
Woo! I don't have my button set up anymore. Bam! You'll get one of those until I quiet it down.
And for further elucidatory reasoning, I would be the Nintendo editor of GamesRadar.
And I'm the PlayStation editor.
Which leaves Chris to edit.
I don't know what's left. iPhone game?
Play the sound effect that's the second down and then 2 over.
Second down, 2 over?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Oh, come on.
Yeah, I was disappointed too.
I think instead of iPhone, we should broaden it to be the editor of Touch, just because it sounds slightly dirtier.
Kids are not happy.
It does sound like an edgy magazine I might subscribe to and feel guilty about when it came.
Oh, my new issue of Touch.
I'm not in touch with what the kids are doing. I've had a rough week. How was your week? You just flew in from Japan, Seth?
I got off the plane yesterday.
You sound a little beaten.
I got off a plane. No, it was actually really good. I'm just a little bit zombie.
You have a little Boys to Men going on. The apologetic guy.
Yeah.
Who's always.
Tell me you were wrong all along.
Baby, I'm sorry.
I will. Yeah, I like that. Can I
come
keep
back
that?
this one more time?
Yeah. Anyway, it's about 3 hours of sleep in the last 48. So,
Jesus.
Little tweaky.
I'm sorry. Why did you agree to do this?
No fast motion.
No flashes, no fast movement.
You want to know why?
Like a T-Rex.
No math
Because
questions.
TalkRadar does one thing: pushes Star Force off the shelves. It gets it out there. No? It's not. Fine.
So later on, we'll be talking about Capcom at TGS and some Super Street Fighter 4. Do we have anything to give away or announce?
I don't have anything to give away, and it's going to be a very musical episode in honor of nothing other than convenience. And Seth too.
Self-proclaimed music nerd, I believe, right?
Maybe I'm a reformed music nerd. But
Oh.
You broke CanGate on this very podcast. If Parappa the Rapper.
Oh, I was going to bring that up later. We'll get
true.
there. We'll get there.
CanGate.
CanGate.
CanGate. In a post-CanGate world, I don't know how we can go on.
But because that brings us into this week's top 7, which was what?
The weirdest music games.
Weirdest music games
ever.
And I applaud him. I had not heard of
most of these.
6 out of 7 of these I'd never heard of, and he. What's his name? What was the writer's name?
Mark Brown. Yeah.
Mark Brown linked back to that article I did, which failed as a result of me trying to be too comprehensive. Top 7. What was it? I just turned it in like the worst Rockstar cameos of all time, but whatever. But he actually found I did like 30 of those, and he pulled stuff that was not on there. Is there anybody frustrated with something missing from the list?
No.
As far as weirdest.
I was a little cheesed off that Revolution X wasn't on here, but it was covered in your list, so that's probably why he left it off.
It's on the first page.
Yeah.
What's the weirdest music game you know of?
Weirdest music game.
Mm-hmm.
Not so much music genre, but music themed game.
Music themed. Yeah, the Aerosmith.
That's it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Res, obvious stuff like that. Res
I'll take
with the
Res.
Vibrator adapter.
Vib Ribbon?
Vib Ribbon.
Love the Vib Ribbon.
Yeah.
What is it? Ordinary Shooter? That's kind of a music
Everyday
game, right?
Shooter. Yeah,
Everyday
it's
Shooter.
really cool.
Oh, that is
It's all like analog instruments tuned to like the sound of your weapons and movements.
That was really cool.
I love that game.
I endorse doing whatever kind of enhancing products you would like to ingest, and then maybe playing that game.
Sure.
Male enhancement products.
I
plus,
don't partake in that. But
Brett
imagine
Shooter.
Elston, you've never done a hallucinogen to enhance music.
You're correct.
All right, kids, here's what you want to do. You want to take 13 Dramamine.
It's not a
13
hallucinogen.
Sit still for 2 hours, otherwise it will not kick in.
Right. Follow that. Lots of Sudafed.
Sudafed. We call that pseudominin.
Pseudomine. Or, if that's not going, you can get some Tussin.
Some Tussin. You can pause this and wait because the first game we're going to talk about has no music. Beatles Quest, number 7, weirdest music game. Beetle Quest.
Singular.
For the Commodore 64 and the very popular ZX Spectrum.
Yes.
ZX Spectrum.
It's a text adventure written entirely out of Beatles lyrics.
Pretty much.
God damn it.
I was so fascinated I had to go look up the information about this. Apparently there was something called the Quill. I just find that odd. RPG Maker, you can make an RPG, and then people sold it on shelves. The video game market was the old West. You could put your shit up on the shelf. Here, I printed out this on my dot matrix printer. Nice cover. And this is one of those games that sold well because it had good art. Yeah. Beetle Quest. It's set in the year 2953. You play as the keeper of the archives who is guarding the remnants of Earth. While there are journeymen and pioneers out looking for new Earth settlements, the player becomes fascinated with what's known as the 4 Kings of EMI.
Jesus Christ.
That seems unnecessarily convoluted.
Does it not?
I don't think 1,000 years of history muddles that much of the world.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
There goes Tyler,
Hank, and Engaged Charlie.
I'm smelling an unlicensed product. Is that correct?
That's Killian. I think yes. This is looks to be extremely unlicensed.
Beetle Quest and then the 4 Kings of EMI.
Beetle Quest
sounds a little.
And when I looked at that, I'm like, were the Beatles geniuses because they spelled their name wrong? So anybody who spells it like that owes them money.
I do like the joke. Goo goo good job.
Goo goo good job. There's not a lot of information. It's kind of like, here's a paragraph. Download it for yourself and see. And everybody just is gonna. No, take your word for it.
Right.
I don't want to know any more about this.
It's strange because I remember now buying finding PC games. I don't think anyone bought PC games in '92. I think you just discovered them somewhere in a building or a house or in the woods, and you would open a box up.
They were all borrowed from a friend of a friend.
Yeah, it's like no one actually paid money. They just showed up places. But they would always come, the instructions would be a folded paper of dot matrix stuff, and you'd fold it out and be like, turn to pamphlet 7 for what the letters do. Press Q. Damn it, this is impossible.
You alright?
No.
Alright, we can keep going.
You didn't realize you didn't have to type north, you could just type N.
I could just type N. I just increased my productivity by 100.
Oh, and I did read that this game does recognize swear words, but does not accept them.
Just like the Beatles.
Number 6.
I'm gonna have to say it. Fuck the Beatles. Fuck the Beatles. Not entirely, but for this.
Yeah, I would.
Because Paul McCartney.
So only fuck them part way.
I don't know. This one. This stars the
Partially
remaining
fuck
Beatles.
The Beatles.
I've never heard of it. Give my regards to Broad Street.
Yes.
Seth, music nerd. Right. This is a movie thing, though.
Yeah, it's a musical that Paul McCartney put together.
I'd never heard of it.
My parents had the soundtrack album.
That is number 6 on the list.
Number 6 on the list of top 7 weirdest music games. Give my regards to Broad Street. It was a Paul McCartney vanity project.
I believe Linda's involved in there somehow.
Definitely.
As well. Yeah.
Starring, playing instruments. I went and looked at all these. It is beautiful music with well done, but it's one of those what if we made a movie make all this music and someone steals the master tapes? That'd be fun, right? Yeah, Paul, whatever you say.
What if the game looks like Shadow Game and King?
What if I had so much money that nobody ever told me anything I said was a bad idea? The musical.
I guarantee it was as thought out as that. And it only made me mad because remember we made fun of Paul McCartney's comment when he sees himself in Beatles rock band. Hey, look at us, we're robots.
Androids.
You made a game 20 years ago.
Yeah.
25 years ago.
Well, when he made a game, I'm sure that was someone 17 steps down the ladder was like, hey, I can write you some code, mate. And then there it goes. All my accents sound like Texas, and then I have to put something over it.
Hi, I'm Paul McCartney.
That Cockney had a mysterious Texas twang.
Really grew up in Georgia, and I couldn't help it. God, I gotta get some new accents.
Yeah, this was probably not even that far up the chain. This was probably like somebody who had the rights to the movie was like, I'm gonna sell some of these rights, and somebody can make a ZX Spectrum game.
ZX Spectrum, and a Commodore 64 game, which. Seth, music nerds, you're in the game industry. I'm sorry to keep throwing this back at you. was it there really just no laws regarding copyright, licensed music when back in 8-bit processors? It didn't really matter. People could kind of just steal without noticing.
Yes, I am. Well, I'm not a lawyer, but yes, I think you
That's
could just
all
sort
it
of.
was.
And yeah, it was sounded so bad that people couldn't really tell that it was the thing.
Well, let's see if you guys can tell what this is. I think this is the opening to give my regards to Broad Street for the Commodore.
All right.
There we got it.
As someone who doesn't listen to any of the Beatles, no.
It's not the Beatles. Paul McCartney and
Band on the Run.
There we go.
Wow.
Seth Killian knew you'd serve a purpose in
It's
this
an
whole
awfully
music cast.
droning version of Band on the Run.
Yeah, the intro didn't have me until the
Yeah, no one.
bridge.
That's how amazing Paul McCartney was. Because I want to use the Commodore 64 to do this. It's the only.
him and Herbie Hancock were
Yeah,
at the forefront of electronic music.
No one made a closet dance like Herbie Hancock.
I don't know. I don't know who he is.
Wow, did I know a reference that you didn't?
Well, your own, but I suppose that
Even
works.
I know that.
He
Jeez.
said Herbie Hancock. So.
Oh,
Herbie is the man, and you should check out his work on Sesame Street.
okay. What number 5 on the top 7 weirdest music games is Prince Interactive. Yet another, but this is a video game specific vanity project. Before that was all the rage.
Yeah, the screens, which are on GamesRadar.com/URL. Prince Interactive, 1994 on Windows, and it's about a musical artist that already screams horrible multimedia disc. That's like, we can put video on a disc, man.
Yeah,
And it's going to be like this big,
part
and
of that
grainy.
whole thing when Adobe first introduced, Shockwave before it was even Flash.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
That's what drove a lot of those projects.
'Cause
I don't know
a lot
if
of
it was
this shit-
specifically what drove this.
A lot of this shit is all like Myst-esque, like
Yeah.
it's a very little video.
Yeah, and it reminds me actually thinking about this. There was another one that I think was like an Aerosmith project that was like a multimedia thing, and it starred Jim Belushi.
What?
Yeah,
I gotta see this. The Belushi is one of my favorites.
Baba
Belushi.
Belushi.
The Belushi.
Capital Bull.
Well, you deserved it. And we gotta brag. We brought it back because the fans loved it. Wiki Parez. He's
Right.
bringing up the rear of this podcast today. Prince Interactive, exclusive songs and music videos. Let's do this.
Oh, wow.
Prince of Pop. Ow. Sorry.
Hello, welcome to the Dawn,
Hi.
playground for the new power generation.
The
What
Dawn.
power
There are over
generation?
500 experiences to choose from. Here's a sample.
Take it down a notch, Princess. Christ. Whoa. God damn it. Ow. I've only got one speaker and it's too loud.
Hold on.
Lower the treble.
There's nothing, absolutely nothing I can do.
Oh,
They gave me
God.
the new computer last week. It's sound card. I have it cranked up full blast, and I have to sit over in a corner, and I can't hear anything. Prince Interactive. What is it? You recover five missing pieces of the Prince symbol. Genius.
Could see that
sounds
coming, I
about
guess.
right. I
Yeah.
do have to give Mark Brown credit also for actually typing out Prince's symbol name.
Oh, wow.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a parenthesis, a plus, a greater than.
Well, an O, a parenthesis, a plus,
Oh,
a
okay.
greater than.
I heard it was intentionally androgynous. Symbol.
Oh,
Yeah.
he mixed
It's,
both of those
The
symbols.
symbol for man, woman, and the tattoo on Popeye's arm, and then you get the prince's symbol.
Which, if anyone wants to make fun of Prince, please go listen to An Evening with Kevin Smith.
That was hysterical.
It's one of the greatest stories about Prince I've ever heard.
That he's so wealthy. Hey, you want to come and record a documentary? I'm like, yeah, I'll go do that. And
Is it better than Charlie Murphy's story about Prince?
it's kind of like that, just because someone no one tells no. He lives in the middle of Minnesota. He's probably lives like a king there. He just Kevin Smith's out there for days filming this documentary, and like, when are we going to be able to put this together? I'm like, he'll never give you the footage. He does this all the time with directors. Brings them out here.
Like he has a recording studio in his bathroom
Mm-hmm.
in case he just wants to start singing while he's in the bathroom.
How did he get? Was I just too young to know how big Prince was? Because he's not a part of my.
He's
life.
massive.
He's massive.
Under the Cherry Moon.
Where
I've seen that film maybe more than any.
does
other
every one of
human
his songs
alive.
have a color or fruit in it?
Maybe.
Raspberry
Just like
Beret,
life.
Little Red Corvette,
Party like it's
Purple
1999.
Rain,
Diamonds and pearls.
Diamonds and
Which-
Pearl is a color.
I
Which
guess.
being from the class of 1999, I hated that song in 1990
Oh, you were ahead of the hate game.
because the nine fucking years of hey, you guys are the class of 90, you know, and then every class function that there is for 9 years, they play that song, and I'm like, I'm an 11-year-old, and I hate something. I shouldn't hate anything at 11.
You know what sucks even more is that they haven't stopped playing it every New
I heard
Year's.
it yesterday. I'm not exaggerating. I heard it yesterday and was mad.
Like a year had to repopularize that song, and now it won't go away again.
Number 4,
Devo. I fucking love Devo.
which Chris loves is Devo.
I love Devo, and I love Smart Patrol. I may take us out with... No, I don't...
Wow, I remember Smart Patrol.
Devo
Patrol.
presents Adventures of the Smart Patrol.
Another Missed S game that Michael calls it
Yes.
abusive shockwave, apparently.
Well, it's just like you play the Journeyman Project. You basically played all of those things.
But what's the Journeyman
The
Project?
Journeyman Project was another sort of missed copycat that came out, and it was like one of the first big Shockwave games.
I think the thing is rubbing up against your beard because I hear like a lot of crinkling.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I've heard it in between.
Is that
I was
better?
like trying to. Yeah.
Is that still audible?
Oh, that's
Okay.
really good.
You'll notice that's why I
Nice.
keep an intentionally wispy,
Ah,
some
yes.
say patchy beard.
Yes.
to
Some
avoid,
would say
mic
maintained
contact.
beard.
Maintain beard. Seth likes a kissable face.
That's what I'm all about.
Oh, he's too tired to come back.
So wait, was this project before or after Capcom's Fox Hunt?
The Journeyman Project?
Yes.
I have no idea. Well,
96.
actually, Fox Hunt was that FMV game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
That's around the same time.
Huh. Yeah.
Fox Hunt?
Fox Hunt. It was the
actually
back-
have a
it was
Fox-
actually-
Fox Hunt
Journeyman
basket.
Project was definitely before because I remember playing it in like. I remember talking about it in like sophomore year
Can I get a little background?
geometry. A little background?
What's Fox Hunt?
I'll tell you. Well, I mean, Seth can
No,
back
no,
it up.
please.
Seth owns a press kit.
But
Like,
it's-
what is it?
it's
What's what? Fox Hunt?
Yeah.
It's an FMV like spy game from Capcom.
It was a little bit porny, wasn't it?
That
Or am I
was-
thinking of Plumbers Don't Wear Ties?
It was not. It was not like that, but it's like a spy thing
If it
where
was
you,
porny, I didn't play it far enough because I did not
okay.
get to the porny part.
yeah, it had like sexual jokes that were very forced, but it was an FMV game at the tail end, like when everyone knew better than
The
to make
product
an
cycle was
FMV
done,
game.
yeah.
And which FMV, if you don't know that acronym, full motion video, was actors, and you just like pushed buttons while actors did things. But it had this distinction of being the back cover of every EGM for what felt like a year. And,
Fox
like,
Hunt.
That's how we do
Fox
it.
Hunt.
Fox Hunt.
Yeah, it was
Foxhound is Metal
basically
Gear.
like Dragon's
Which
Lair.
did come
Sound
out
is
the
Metal
same
Gear.
year as Devo Smart Patrol.
Smart Patrol,
Another
where
game that should have known better.
you had to fight the turkey monkey, which is a really bizarre looking
Oh
game.
god, it's
Is
a
that what that
creepy
thing
ass
is?
image.
And we have an exclusive Devo song.
I'm so glad they got together to give this to us.
I don't think they had made an album in like forever. That's why this is so odd. Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in I don't know, video game entertainment nerdalism history, Devo's exclusive song for Adventures of the Smart Patrol. That's what he said.
Guitar.
It's not bad here. Then it gets worse.
I was gonna say, it just sounds like he needs to start rapping about Twinkies or
Sounds like World Party or EMF or
It
something.
sounds like there's no way we're putting this in the climactic Matrix scene with the guns. More drums. Oh, Devo, you're so
It's
much better than that.
It's
I
very.
don't hate it as much as maybe I should though.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm thinking like that seems kind of uplifting.
Yeah,
Isn't Mark
It's all
Mothersbaugh involved in other video games?
He's involved in everything.
he
Way,
scores
shape,
like
or form.
like a lot. He scores children's cartoons, every Wes Anderson
he wrote
movie.
he wrote the theme to Rugrats.
Yes,
Whoa!
Rugrats and,
Yeah.
and Life Aquatic.
He's a man about town for
Yeah.
sure.
More importantly, the Wild Thornberries. I have no idea why I saw that in the theater.
Jesus,
Wow.
God damn it! Was there a reason? Was there a
Trying to get laid, man.
There you go.
Trying to get-
Fair enough.
I'm not.
trying to
I'm not going to ask who you were going to see this with. That you were trying to get laid to the Wild Thornberries movie.
None of your business.
I'm just going to assume it was illegal.
It was. I don't know how young is too young.
Look, when her mom picked her up, it was very tasteful.
Oh, when I picked her up, I'm talking one, man. This bitch was fresh.
Back
all
to
that
stuff
may
we
have
can
to go.
use in the podcast.
All that may have to go.
I'm gonna say yes.
I love this name, and I used to think the name of the number 3 game, was the most 80s thing in the world until the onset of mid 2000 bands that were full sentences. Panic at the Disco.
You will know us by the Trail of Our Dead.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I love that band.
I'm just throwing them under the bus.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Yeah. Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
What was one of their big songs?
Would you like to find out, Brett? I guarantee. Are you saying that because you don't know?
He will definitely know their big.
You will know this.
No, I know the band. I just their big song is escaping me for some reason.
You ready?
It happens.
This is the Commodore version of Frankie Goes to Hollywood, otherwise known as Frankie the Computer game.
Right. Till Tuesday. Oh, is it Relax?
That it is.
There you go.
And 2 tribes go to
At least
war.
that's recognizable.
And I think it'll.
Frankie says relax.
There you go. Big font. Oh, that's Heather's.
Here's a random Frankie Goes to Hollywood fun fact.
Yes!
Their manager paid off the BBC to ban the album because the Sex Pistols had a popular album that was banned that went to #1.
Oh, wow.
Because it was banned, and the BBC would be like, we refuse to play this record.
Right.
And then everyone went out and bought it because
Wow.
it sounded hot. They did the same thing with Relax, and it went straight to #1.
Jeez.
Why? Because it was like loosely about sex?
I think it's relax. Don't do it when you want to come.
When you want
I
to
would say
come?
that's
But I mean, I
somewhat
don't know.
explicit.
Like Marvin Gaye got away with worse.
Yeah, I also didn't realize that song was about sex for probably
Till you
20
just
years.
said
Of,
it.
yeah.
Yeah,
hearing
it took like listening it well through high school, and then finally one day, like 17-year-old, like, oh, derp,
Oh.
I finally clicked.
Yeah, I had that with Brown Sugar like 2 years ago, and I was like,
Dude,
Wait
I
a
thought
minute.
the song Man-Eater was about a shark.
How the fuck did that happen? Did you
I don't
tune
know.
into that magic radio station that only played the chorus?
I don't know. I was a
there
kid.
should be an all-chorus radio station. That is
play-
a great
play
format.
Walk on the Wild Side over and
I
over
will get
again.
to the patent website first. I'm
all,
gonna
all chorus
radio
radio is
sta-
allchorusradio.com.
That is a new format. I would totally
Very
listen
little
to that.
royalties.
All
just
5
the good
seconds.
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Telling you, allchorusradio.com.
All chorus. God damn it, Seth. Oh, he doesn't have a computer. I don't have to race him.
Do you have an iPhone?
I do.
Me
That
too.
can
I
probably
will
register.
interfere with
It's a
your
G
iPhone
phone. I got it
somewhere.
in Taiwan. What it is.
G-phone.
The next 2 are odd in that they don't
very-
have good
very
music
good
snippets to accompany them in the top 7
Oh,
weirdest
God.
music games.
Yeah.
I never heard of this. Mozart: The Last Secret,
Made this year.
made this year.
Yeah.
Where you play as Mozart. The trailer promises to be Mozart! ! Discover the last secrets of a genius.
Is B his first initial?
No. Beatrice Mozart.
It's B Mozart.
Yeah, I will say this game wasn't
Barry
even,
Mozart.
this game wasn't even slightly interesting to me until I went looking for art to use in the article, and I saw the box to it, which has the Masonic symbol as the A in Mozart's name.
The Masonic symbol?
Mhm.
What's the Masonic?
It's the Freemasons.
Oh,
that are,
is it really?
Yeah, I
AKA
forget
the
what it's
Stonecutters.
called. Yeah.
Who helps to
The,
convert a star?
That sort of
Exactly.
strangely A-looking thing. I forget
On the
what
dollar
it's
bill,
called.
the little pyramid thing.
No.
The eyeball?
No.
I'm way off base.
It's like a sextant or something.
It's kind of like a sextant, but I don't think that's
But it
what
isn't.
it's called.
Yeah, it's some sort of
It's
like pincher
would
thing.
really like
I
a
don't know.
sextant.
Yeah, it's like some calipers and a straight edge or
Yeah,
something.
I'm
Okay.
pretending not to be in the Masons right now.
Oh, okay. That's comforting.
Great
on
work.
behalf of the Illuminati, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's great work. What's the name of the secret society that was made
Stonecutters.
to undercut secret societies? I just heard about it last night. It's in the.
Can you be more specific?
No, and rather than dwell on it, let's move on.
I think
right.
it was it, are you thinking of the Prodigy, the ISP?
No,
No?
that was the internet.
Okay. Oh, that's right. All right.
Excuse me.
All right. Now it got him.
He snorted. Whoa.
No, that was actually a
That's a
burp
win.
while laughing.
That's rare.
I wish you had the Donkey Kong Country startup sound to play right after you said that's rare. All right, no one's laughing. Number 1.
I was laughing. Number 1, let's pick a good sound effect here.
All right, third row,
Third row.
3 over.
3. Do it one more time. Get crazy.
First row,
First row.
6th over.
Sure.
God damn it!
Sure. Number 1 is Eternal Sonata.
Kind of a stretch.
A little bit
Kind
of a stretch.
because the
Still a really weird concept.
game. It is
It is.
a
Yeah.
very strange concept, but the game, it's not a music game.
I mean, you're fighting
It's an
on
RPG
behalf
with-
of music or for the power of music or something?
Well, the story is about it's an RPG world in which people who can use magic are akin to like deathly ill, terminally ill people. So they're like, ooh, gross magic. They treat them like cast off. You go over
this
here.
is all a fever dream of Chopin.
Fever dream of Chopin in the real world as he dies, or something.
Yeah.
Where is Amanda when you need her?
I don't know. Carolyn played through this whole game too. Well, I don't think the whole game.
Really,
but, quite a bit.
The combat is so much fun.
No, the battle system in Eternal Sonata is quite
The
good.
story is agonizing.
It's bad. It's a true JRPG where they made this kick-ass battle system. The story is terrible with really cool aspects that fall apart, and then there you go.
Slow pans over palm trees with one word of subtitle.
With audio where they
Unskippable.
and it's dialogue that takes no one talks over anyone ever, so nothing sounds like a conversation. It sounds like dialogue loading off of a disc.
I really want to hammer this home. So
Where do you
this
think
doesn't
we should
happen
go?
anymore. No,
Anywhere you want.
I don't know.
I suppose we should. It's like such long gaps in between conversations. Talk over each other.
Why don't you go home and
That's not the
fuck your
Japanese
mother?
way.
That's not polite.
It's
You're
like
right.
the
You
city
agree with
all
me?
over
Yes, I
again.
agree with you. Really? Yes.
Yes.
So
Oh, my
Destiny.
balls.
Let us sing karaoke together.
Oh, my balls.
Ow, my balls.
Oh,
So that's the top 7.
that is the top 7. You know what? Screw it. We'll go. I'll play that next. Somebody actually made a kick-ass Tyler Wilde remix.
Somebody.
Twishart. Twishart did. I don't have it loaded up right now. We will play it in the next break.
Yeah, we asked last week. Tyler Wilde was on it. He just said, "Somebody, I'm going to say the next phrase. Somebody make a techno remix out of it." Twishart came through. There's a
Twishart,
techno remix.
you know we're hiring interns, right?
We're hiring interns. Just saying, Canada only 900 miles away.
Yeah. Stay at Brett's place. It'll be awesome.
I would get in trouble for that. But all right.
But taking us out. Speaking of a music-centric week, one of our new guys, Joe Newman, did classic game music remix by Beaterator.
Yes.
Pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beaterator is a fairly robust piece of things.
Yeah, the PSP game that nobody's talking about buying or playing. Well, it's not a game. It's like a legitimate music remixer, and you'll probably hear that by a couple of these cuts. They'll be taking us in and out this whole break. Maybe somebody say something to close this.
Chopin.
No one wants to talk about Keyboard Cat?
Hey, what's up, guys? This is your WWE diva and Playboy cover girl, Ashley. Go to WWE.com. Check out the revealing interviews on GameRaiders.com. Check out GamesRadar.com. GamesRadar.com.
Lieutenant James Fox requesting permission to proceed bombing of tactical target 54 kilometers south of Baghdad.
Lieutenant, you have permission to release your full payload.
Roger that. Approaching target at 122-005. Prepared for additional deployment if necessary.
Do a barrel roll.
I'm sorry, I don't copy.
Do a barrel roll.
What the? This is Alpha 349er. Please identify yourself.
This is Peppy. All systems go.
Base, this is Alpha 349er. Do you have a visual on a Peppy? Permission to fire.
What's the big idea, Fox?
How do you know my name?
It's about time you showed up, Fox. You're the only hope for our world.
Okay, I think there's been a misunderstanding. I'm on an Air Force directive to bomb a terrorist training facility.
Take care of the guy behind me, Fox.
All right, hold on.
Hey, Einstein, I'm on your side.
You are? Well, who are you?
Don't worry, Flippy's here.
Good, you can lead your squad mates out of this airspace immediately.
Whoa, help me.
Now you're in trouble?
Ah, I'm hit.
Quit dinking around, Flip.
How are you all such terrible pilots?
Something's wrong with the G diffuser.
Well, it's not that, because that doesn't exist.
Gee, I've been saved by Fox. How swell.
Hey, f*** you.
Do a barrel roll.
Base, I'm approaching the target, arming AGM Hellfire missiles. All other aircraft, please avoid interference.
Aim for the open spot.
Okay, it's not that easy. I need to concentrate.
Destroy the 2 exhaust pipes.
You don't even know what you're saying.
Shoot the tentacles to open the core.
Hey, that's not a thing. That's not even a thing.
Try a somersault.
Why? What possible reason?
The hatches are open.
There are no hatches. matches. I need quiet.
Hey, see if I help you again.
Are you some kind of gay dog or...
Whoa! Help me!
Jesus!
Thanks, Fox. I thought they had me. Whoa! Help me!
I'm shutting down communications.
Can't let you do that, Star Fox.
Who are you?
Daddy screamed real good before he died.
My father died of colon cancer when he was 42.
Cocky little freak!
You know what? Fuck all of you. I'm gonna go bomb me the shit out of some Iraqis.
Use bombs wisely.
I'm sorry?
Use bombs wisely.
My God. You're right. I'm just perpetuating the cycle of violence in a politically and ideologically volatile region. We need to focus more on diplomatic efforts and education, rather than relying on brute force for short-term results. Pepe, you've shown me how blind I've been. Is there anything I can do to thank you?
Do a barrel roll.
Yes, sir.
Hey, does anybody want to listen to the rest of this motherfucking podcast?
Yeah!
This is a very musical podcast today, and I kind of like that.
Let me say that Loaded for PS1 is a very good soundtrack.
Oh, well, you should have listened to the podcast last week, because I played it for about 10 minutes.
Well, I'm just saying. I could go on and on about soundtracks, I'll tell you.
Soundtracks. What did I? The Terminator 2
For NES?
arcade game
Oh.
soundtrack is really goddamn good. I'm gonna play clips from it next week. Next week, tune in next. And we said there was nothing to give away this week. What am I, stupid?
Yeah.
So that's just brought by a bag of stuff to give away. What's over there? Give us just a little.
We've got Resident Evil 5 soundtrack,
Which may disappear before the evening is over.
some Bionic Commando patches, as well as the limited edition data card with a 2 gig USB drive built into basically a credit card.
Always
One
useful.
of those
yeah,
may
that's
disappear also.
And are one of these up for grabs? No.
And that's up to you guys.
I mean, we've still got one each, and it looks like Michael's got one. So
Yeah,
we can give one away.
No, I was just joking about that to try and tweak you. No.
Oh, I'm just because I
they
take
both
these
got
very.
one and you didn't.
We have what?
I take them
One
very
or
seriously.
two. One or
We got
two.
two. We got
We
two
got
to give
two
away.
copies of the Marvel vs. Capcom 2. What is it? The
vinyl. It's
Vinyl
the soundtrack produced by the game. A lot of actually good hip hop artists.
Yeah, we played
Talib Kweli.
Do you know
Yeah.
we couldn't find a link to download. Was that available on vinyl before it was available anywhere else?
Yes, it was.
We had to bring in a vinyl machine and capture that on
A vinyl machine.
Yeah, a vinyl machine.
A vinyl like
It's vinyl.
Yes.
record, a USB record player.
Yeah, and got your parents' vinyl machine out of the attic.
But that's how bad it was. Dan,
That's like pre-Edison, what they might call it.
I had to call Dan upstairs. Where do I put the needle? And what does 45 mean? I don't know. What's happening?
Yeah, but yeah, it's the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 vinyl remix soundtrack of it's 10 tracks or something like that, but it's on a proper record that's electric blue on top of that.
Yeah, somebody just released a record. I think was it Brutal Legend who released a record sleeve.
Probably.
It was a record sleeve with press kit inside of
but
it.
there was no record.
There was no record.
And I
in
was
it.
just like, "Yo, you're on our coattails and
I
with
know.
a music game,
It's
and you're blowing it."
No, here's a game that's just about fighting, and they did a record, and you're a music game that just made a pamphlet.
I know I thought
didn't,
smelled a fail.
I'm blanking on the name. The sequel to Frequency, Amplitude. They did the same thing with a record sleeve with a press kit in it and no actual music.
Every once in a while, Seth, we all must get Wikipauzed. It happens to the best of us.
Just what happens.
It happened to the best of us.
That was more directed at Brett, but whatever.
Well, I don't remember. I was in college, son. But I did play the show.
Speaking of music, yeah, Tyler Wilde, his phenomenal story last week. And can I just say, you're free to speculate in the forums who or what you think that story was about. I'm sorry if this is confusing you. Tyler kind of visited a cult last week on accident, and we had to bleep out all the names. And
apparently missed some of the bleeps.
Something like that. That's Tyler was the proofer on that. His
Yeah.
bad. Let's hope he gets sued. Long story short, you're free to comment all you want. Please do not go hassle the website you think person you think we were talking about, that will get us in trouble. That's why we believed it to begin with.
And that is the exact opposite course of action you should take.
That will only get us in more trouble, which I guess is great if you hate us.
Yes. Oh, no. We do have some haters. Shit.
Damn.
Shit. But Tyler Wilde also had the brilliant idea of making everybody shut up so he could just scream or say one phrase and have it remixed.
Yeah.
Twishart came to the table. Fucking beautiful.
If you're great with music, I want you right now to capture a few clips of what I'm about to say and make us a remix of it. All right, let's make sure we isolate this. All right, ready?
This was stuck in my head all day Saturday.
Because I forgot what he said until it kicks in.
Put hot sauce on your penis.
You'll be humming it all night.
Seriously, it's really good.
Hang on.
I want to hear remixes of this. Don't put hot sauce on your penis. Don't put hot sauce on your penis. Don't put hot sauce on your penis. Don't put hot sauce on your penis.
I heard this in Berlin last week.
Don't put hot sauce on your penis. Don't put hot sauce on your penis. I want to hear remixes of this. On your penis.
Good laugh out loud, Michael. It's
Oh,
okay.
man. Both sides of the wall love you.
Wrist is Italian. Italian. Wrist. Tyler Wilde features and community editor of TalkRadar.
So happy about this.
Oh, you know what? My personal anecdote about this song.
Yeah. Your penis. Don't put hot sauce.
I don't want to interrupt.
It's got 10 seconds left.
Don't put hot sauce on your penis. Don't put hot sauce on your yeah. If you're great with music, I want you right now.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Over the weekend.
Twishart.
Over the weekend.
So inside.
I like the email's tied to my phone. It's Saturday night at like 9 o'clock, 9:15, and it goes boom, email, Twishart, MP3 remix. That means he was working. That's what he did Saturday night, was make this remix, and I was like, that makes me so happy.
Maybe. I only know that I was in... I got it on my phone, immediately pulled it up, cranked it up as loud as I could.
Right.
And didn't really think that I was in the intermission of Toy Story 1 and 2
Right.
and cranking this song up around a bunch of kids. Don't put hot sauce on your penis. Pow, 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 pow. Yes, beautiful.
But yeah, do go see Toy Story 1 and 2 and make sure you sit in the theater in between because they've got like all this test footage of the first Toy Story that they didn't use.
Yeah, I know.
It was really cool.
Cursed smoking habit. And those, I hate most 3D movies. The rudimentary shapes involved in Toy Story and the vibrancy of the whole picture, really works.
I thought
it looks really good. And I did not see the trailer.
Toy
I'm
Story
mad about
3,
that.
yeah, it was where we were. That is strange because the Castro Theater is usually good about.
They are not actually because they're not corporate. They don't have someone saying play this before.
I know,
this,
but it's
before this,
Toy
before this.
Story. You'd think we should show the Toy Story.
They've been
3.
teasing like this won't be released online because it's the only place you'll see it. We were eating and I'm like, we have to get a cab there. I'm not walking and I'm not commuting. I have to see this fucking trailer. Didn't happen.
That's too bad.
Mad. New releases.
Oh god, it was so funny.
The last thing I saw at the Castro Theater?
What?
Mary Poppins sing along.
Really? You were at that?
Wow. I was there.
Love the
Spoonful of sugar.
So you know what? Before we get into the music stuff, what jacket do you have on right now? It's quite beautiful.
The Dance Dance Revolution.
Don't be timid.
Champion jacket.
Champion jacket. It's
right.
beautiful.
Really?
Suede?
That's right.
USA though.
Yes, that was the game. And,
was that the game?
It was the Konami Winter Dance Explosion. And yeah, I
Konami
believe I got 4th place nationally in the doubles competition.
So you're also really, really good at Dance Dance Revolution.
I was. I've put down my dancing shoes.
But I can beat you.
Okay.
Damn it! I've been trying to challenge you to something just so I can be. We can put something on the line that I'm willing to lose.
That's a good strategy.
I could end up humiliating. Dance Dance Revolution.
Everybody loses when you play Dance Dance Revolution.
So what's
that almost rhymes and could be its own remix.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying.
Uh-oh.
Everybody loses when you play Dance Dance Revolution. Pretty close.
New releases.
Chris, save me.
New releases this week. New releases this week. Final Fantasy comes to Virtual Console.
Oh
The
man,
OG
that's got to be the last one, right?
OG original. Hey, yeah, that's kind of cool. The first one. A lot of people get to play that for $5. Good price.
Yeah, it's only been released on everything so far. It's just so strange.
I know, but
it took
it's like
this
not
long.
tampered with. It's not remixed.
Go
it's
play
not-
Final Fantasy. It's been on GBA. A great version.
Has it?
On, yeah, on GBA Dawn of
I
Souls.
mean, I just don't know how widely available that is. Like, there's
on
was
the GBA in like 2004. I don't know.
There you go. Whatever. 2004. But anyway,
On PSP also.
It was on PSP. It was on PS1. It was.
doesn't matter. You like the game? There's now a
Z
place to go get it.
Spectrum.
The Z Spectrum.
ZX Spectrum.
No,
Operation
I
Flashpoint
meant Z Spectrum.
Dragon Rising. Is that getting good reviews?
Oh, I can tell you.
I played it for a little bit.
It's getting okay reviews. I think we gave it a 9, but Metacritic averages somewhere like 70 something.
Oh no! Do we have an exclusive?
I got a PS3 copy. I'll
Operation
play it and let you
Flashpoint.
all know next week.
It has an 81 average at the moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right,
that's not bad.
I've seen people on my Xbox Live list, like from friends that work at like GameSpot and stuff, and they've been playing it actively. So I don't know.
I thought it was a niche PC title.
There aren't many reviews on Metacritic right now, actually.
It's really
so.
pretty, and it's just renowned for being huge. Huge outdoor
Oh,
environments.
the PS3 version is a 78. It's a bit lower.
Oh.
That must be what I was looking at.
Oh, it's all right. PS3 owners take solace in that. Yes, Africa is finally upon the U.S.
Jesus.
Wow.
Has anybody played Africa?
Is it actually a game?
It's you play as a freelance photographer who molests animals.
With this?
That was did not mean to play Blanca there. It was really going to throw you off.
IGN 3.5.
3.5.
Yeah.
Out of
For
4?
Africa?
Out of 2. So.
Oh, yeah.
I've been.
That's off the charts.
I've been hearing from people for months, like playing the Japanese version. It's like, oh, it's so good. Oh my God, you have to play it.
Is it really pretty? What's its catch?
Apparently it is. I haven't actually played it yet.
Are you actually moving around?
I probably should, because I'm the PlayStation editor, and it's my job to know these things.
The highest review is Cinemite.
Ooh.
Whatever that is.
Cinemite seal of approval. That's as good
gives
as
it
gold.
an 8, and then it just goes drastically down from there. 7 from PTOM, which is our PlayStation magazine. Eurogamer 7, and then IGN a 3.5. So, if you like zebras,
Zebras.
the zebra.
The zebra. Saw Wii Fit
ZX
Plus.
Bra?
Spore Hero, which I know Hank didn't like. Look for his review on Nintendo Power, regardless of what his score is. And Demon Souls. Demon Souls.
Yeah, Demon Souls is doing pretty
I'm
well.
embarrassed. I meant to touch this game, and okay, I'll just say it. I have no idea what it looks like.
It looks
None.
very pretty.
None.
It's it's also very bleak.
Mhm.
It's an unendingly bleak game that delights in just crushing you constantly. Like the first thing you do in that game is die. You like, oh, I'm gonna go to this magic realm that's been overtaken by this demon, and I'm gonna lift the curse that's over this land. And so you go through like a hallway, and you kill some guys who are possessed, and then a big demon lumbers out, and you die. and then like your soul's trapped there, and so you're kind of doomed to just like go through and this fantasy adventure like over and over again, dying over and over again, and every time you die you have to go back to where you died in order to collect your stuff. So it's kind of like an MMO that way.
That is what I've heard. It's beautiful, fun, and enormously frustrating.
It is, and I've tried playing it a few times. I honestly have not had the patience for it yet to get much further than halfway through the first level, maybe. Yeah, it has some unique things also, in that it's like a semi-MMO, in that you can see where other players have died, and you can like watch a replay of them dying, but with no other information. You just see them walk and like get hit by something, and they fall over. So like, okay, there's something that'll try to kill me there.
Mm-hmm.
So I should be a little bit wary. But you can also basically like bind other players to your service temporarily to like walk around as ghosts and help you out.
I just had.
I haven't gotten far enough to know this stuff firsthand.
You have to clarify this for me, because I had to go back and check my spelling of this 3 times. It's not Demon Souls, and it's not Demon's Soul. It's Demon's Souls.
Yeah, possessive.
Yeah, demons.
I got that.
Apostrophe S, singular, possessive, souls.
It's
plural.
So is he a demon collecting souls?
Demons, souls. I think it's just a general all demons.
Souls belonging to
Oh
a
man,
demon.
like
Oh,
all
no.
of us.
No, because that would be S apostrophe.
We're all part of this crazy circus of life and stuff. All right.
Does it really
it's
matter?
weird because it sounds like the kind of game that normally would get shit on for being too difficult, too exclusive.
It's a PS3 exclusive,
and it's from Software, who their highest rated games are like nothing.
I love From Software though. Not well, one of the Armored Cores, and I'm sorry. What's the President game, Michael? Shit, I'm
Metal Wolf.
Oh,
Chaos.
Metal Wolf Chaos. Yeah,
Metal Wolf Chaos.
Well, they also did Ninja Blade.
Ninja Blade.
Oh yeah.
Fucking fantastic.
Fantastic?
Yes.
All right.
That's the thing. People, it got really bad reviews. It got shit on a lot. I went and played it, and it's just like, this game is so silly.
So it's your Dark Sector for me.
Kind of, yeah. Well, it's like, the action's nothing special. It's kind of like a warmed over Ninja Gaiden clone.
But it's fun.
But it's really fun, and it has tons of QuickTime events, but the things that happen in these QuickTime events are so ridiculously over the top.
That's what all the complaints were about it.
Yeah, like a monster spits out like a lung full of garbage, and like there's buses and cars and a motorcycle in this. So of course, what the main character does is he like he rides a missile. No, I'm getting this mixed up. But yeah, he like leaps onto this motorcycle and basically drives it in midair down all this flying debris and crashes it into the monster's face.
See?
Which I would like a lot more if they made me actually have to drive the motorcycle.
That would be more fun, yes.
And not reduce
but,
it to...
But it's still cool to watch.
It's still cool to watch.
Outside of a QuickTime event, it would be very slow.
Yeah.
It would be very confined.
No, there's
it's
a way
it's a very good shitty
I
game.
like
I'll put it
QuickTime
that
events
way.
as part of watching a cinema.
I'm very anti-QuickTime events.
As far
But,
as it making
whatever.
a substantial amount of gameplay about it, but it will just segue into to the news story. News. Pretend there's a news.
We sure could use a news sound.
A news cue.
A Boy and His Blob is out this week.
Really?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Shit, I should have picked that up.
6th, which is like the game that I have always said, boy, I sure would like to see a new Boy and His Blob, thinking they'll never actually do that. And then they did it. And it's Way Forward, who did Contra 4.
Oh, yeah.
Which was one of my favorite games of 2007.
Beautiful.
So, and the only review is Nintendo Power and 8.5. It's just a really pretty, positive,
really pretty,
really fun. Like I can't wait
God
to play it.
I'm gonna go buy a Wii composite.
Boy and His
cable.
Blob.
I'm gonna go buy a Wii composite cable.
News.
Oh,
kids.
I gotta make sure to remind myself of that. News. Batman Arkham Asylum was almost a rhythm game via QuickTime events.
Oh my god.
According to developers. Interesting. And another thing that I couldn't find more information on, but it's fun to report nonetheless, because I'm a blog apparently. Call of Duty wanted to do Modern Warfare years ago, but Activision wouldn't let them. And it's all based on kind of an unclear statement. Like,
like they did Call of Duty 2.
They wanted to do Modern
more
Warfare, but Activision was adamant that they
World War II
stay in World War II. And then all these headlines mislead you into think that Activision was barring them from that, and it's actually nothing like that.
Right.
But Infinity Ward claims they want to do that all along. Doesn't matter. I want to get into Capcom shit.
Well, actually, this has been a news. This is news that segues into Capcom a little. Announced this week was a new Rocket Knight Adventures.
Oh my god, yeah.
For XBLA, which is, if you don't know, a moderately popular franchise from like 1992.
Wow. Moderate is being nice.
I know, it is being nice. There's only there's only 2 games in that series, Rocket Knight Adventures and then Sparkster, which was 2 different games for Genesis and Super Nintendo. They weren't the same game.
Wow.
But they were all really good, and
they were.
It's part of the mascot shit. So like it's like Sonic and Mario. So everyone had to have a mascot.
It's like
so
a chinchilla and a
Bubsy and
suit?
Arrow the Acrobat and all that shit. But it was
He's
a possum.
Awesome.
He's a possum, which is the ugliest animal in history,
Mm-hmm.
with a rocket pack and armor and a sword. And the game is really fun. And they're bringing it back a 2D HD XBLA PSN game. Looks great. I am already down, but it really feels like do we have anything from that time frame that falls into this? Rocket Knight, that was kind of popular.
I just can't believe this.
Set this here. This is very timely. Like, do you think? Like, are you familiar with Rocket Knight Adventures?
I know. I never played the game. I know the game.
Well, it's very good. But Rocket Knight Adventures is the latest. After there's a new Bonk coming out.
I did hear about the new Bonk, and I remember feeling vaguely excited and then embarrassed that I was excited.
Yeah, they're Sega really promoting, we're doing a new Sonic that's 2D and really going to be what we've promised all along. Do you think this like wave of this is now, from a year ago, people seeing the reception to Mega Man 9 and Bionic Commando Rearmed and going, let's start developing these now. So now a year later is when they're starting to reveal it. Do you think that's a direct relation, or everybody had the same idea at the same time?
I wouldn't want to say it's a direct relation, but I think there's no question. I mean, just knowing from other friends at other publishers that they definitely saw some of the success we had revisiting some classic franchises. And just a way, if you do it in a smart way that's responsive to the fans and sort of hits the right notes with what people remember. And the other thing is, like, you know, mechanics like you get in Mega Man are just fun all the time. Like, I love platformers. Like,
Yeah, true.
so I'm gonna play me some Bonk and you know,
Yeah, I'll probably end up
have a
playing
good time. Because those are also games from a slightly simpler era, and that's been definitely a trend where, you know, sometimes, you know, Michael was just saying about Demon Souls, I don't want to be frustrated for 48 hours and then get to level 2.
Right.
I want to jump on some platforms, and if I fall in the pit, I'm going to play it over and over and realize how to jump over that pit and then go on.
Then make sure to tell someone to ease up on Mega Man 10.
No deal.
Come on! Still haven't gotten through 9 yet.
I'm not sure if the world can handle the confusion of both a Mega Man 10 and a Mega Man X.
I know.
coexisting.
I think that's a crossing the streams moment.
Mega Man, we'll just skip to the 20s. How about that?
Mega Man 11?
Yeah, Mega Man 20.
Yeah.
X1 too confusing. I did want to ask. I saw a news story related directly to Unity about Resident Evil 5 Alternative Edition. You have a poll on your site right now to vote whether, if America could see it, would you like to see it download or physical disc release?
Yeah, no, that's one thing we're all about. So Japan is going to get it as a physical disc.
Mm-hmm.
And
what is it exactly?
It's a bit of a box of mysteries, but it's awesome. It's just sort of like an alternate view of just sort of more of the same Resident Evil, but it's sort of a
with Chris and Jill.
Yeah, but it's sort of a director's cut kind of thing, and it's I mean, Resident Evil fans are going bonkers over this because it's sort of what you kind of hope would be, you know, if you have a favorite game.
Is it
like, it's
really that much of a debate on whether it comes to America? It seems like it should.
Well, I think, you know, there's clearly a market for it here, which is why. So we're trying to, you know, because Japan is a big fan of the physical disc all the time. And, you know, a lot of American fans like more of a DLC kind of approach. So
I didn't know that. Japan is more of a fan of the physical.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about the games that are most popular in Japan, you don't really see a lot in the DLC department. So it's, you know, it's not the way most people think about it. But
you know what the final tally for RE5 sales, like the last you were aware of?
I thought I saw 5 million, 4 or 5 million. Somewhere.
That ballpark is certainly right. I don't have any numbers on
You should
hand,
be very
but-
proud.
Yeah, no, it was big. It was.
Pat yourself on the back. I got my
had
Shiva bikini, and I
almost
was
nothing
happy.
to do with Resident Evil 5.
Did you really? You had nothing?
Yeah, no.
Well,
I try to throw myself.
Fine,
above it now.
fine. This is what we're going to segue into, because something you do know about Super Street Fighter 4. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Say it, oh my God! Explosion sound effects. Yes.
Speaking of jumping from Mega Man X to Mega Man whatever, yeah, we skipped Champion Edition. And Hyper Fighting and went straight to Super.
So this is a new disc next year. It's funny how, like, some of the reaction of people of the modern gaming age that are kind of think it's almost a ripoff, but then I'm like, dude, I paid $50 4 times for this game.
That's
so
what I had to
this makes sense, and
clarify.
it's supposed to be
I can't
cheaper,
be
right?
mad about this.
Yeah, they're looking at a reduced price.
Right.
I compared it to, was it Virtua Fighter Evolution?
VF4 Evolution.
Yeah, that came out like with an enhanced pack with at a greatest hits sort of price.
Yeah, they added some stuff and dropped the price, and yeah. So I mean, there's definitely a lot of good stuff in here, and yeah, I'm definitely from the school where you know, it was like we sped up the game by 20%.
Yeah.
Now, you know, Ken has a different color. Please give us $70. And you're just like, okay.
His roundhouse throw is different from Ryu's roundhouse throw now.
Yes.
Some youngin,
he rolls twice.
Some youngin was yelling at me via some messaging system, like, why did they just add it as DLC? I'm like, you don't understand. You don't go and change the entire Street Fighter 4 game. You can make another one, and people can play both and be good at one or the other. Like, that's how I remember it. We're gonna play Turbo now, and this is like 2 years ago. We're gonna play Turbo now. We're gonna play Super now.
Right, and there's subtle differences in some ways, but fighting games really are. I don't know what the right sort of physical analogy would be, like a lot of plates spinning on poles or something. I don't know what, but I mean the interrelation. That's not a good actual example. They're all the characters are very interrelated, and they're actually changing. The guts of this game are changing.
I'd say
substantially. So it's
just by adding new characters, it would change the balance of the whole thing. Like throwing one new character in a fighting game requires a bit of thing, but when you add, say, 4 or 5 new characters, that's a major.
And
we're looking at more than that, and that is really what we're in the thick of it. You know, up to my elbows in that right now. And we're like, holy crap, T-Hawk. Oh no, that's great. Now you can't do this with so and you know. Now
Right.
the following 8 best strategies with these characters no longer work at all. So
Right.
what do we do? So
What?
it's
Is that what you were doing in Japan?
a bit.
Sorry.
So yeah, Chris is pointing to me. We had an article.
Yes.
That was, I don't know if you saw it or not. The 12 fighters we'd like to see in Super Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, we actually put that on the
Yeah.
Unity blog.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure if you'd read it
And
specifically.
got a few hundred comments.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I was really happy.
Did,
with
did
it.
much better for you guys than it did for us, apparently.
Well,
Yeah.
it found its home, which is
Yeah.
That's the Street Fighter fans. Yeah, thank you. No, it was a fun piece.
Just wondering, not going into any specific characters, but looking at the characters on it, can you tell us if we were right about any of them? Just yes or no.
Maybe.
Let's go through some of the characters real quick. And what I want you to say,
I will blink within this room.
and this can be an official opinion or your opinion.
Number of times.
One reason why they would work and one reason why they wouldn't work for Street Fighter 4.
You're gonna have to confirm yes they are in it.
Yes.
That's a tough call.
But just it can be a personal thing. Like I don't want to see who's the first person on the list.
Guy.
But I love Guy.
But you love Guy.
Well, he's you get the Bushido and he's running all around.
So what would
and
keep
he's a
him out of
ninja.
Super Street Fighter 4?
If
Questions
anything,
about
if anything were to, what might keep him out?
Final Fight hasn't really been in there. Final Fight had a little bit of a nod in Street Fighter 4. Zangief's alternate costume. It's like Mike Hagar's outfit. But yeah, they weren't super keen on the Final Fight characters coming into 4 during 4. But yeah, it's a new day. And this is, one of the things with
God,
Super.
you have so many, like a giant menagerie of characters.
Oh yeah, no, there's a ton
under
of fun.
his cloak. Keep going, Michael. What is?
Elena, Street Fighter 3.
Elena, I was always annoyed that her hands were not properly animated. She looked like she had mittens in a game with some of the most beautiful animations.
It did look
in the
kind of
entire
stiff
space.
hands, but then like everything else was like extravagantly animated.
Yes, like they ran out of money like right before they got to the hands.
Those
And I
fingers
always-
are fused.
I know.
Yeah.
That's my.
But this takes place still
personal
before
grudge.
Street Fighter 3.
Yes, so the storyline presents a problem for all the three characters.
She's out. Who's next?
Mike Hagar.
Mike Hagar. Again, he got the nod already.
Yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
fits, but
Aw.
Final Fight issues. Love
Right.
Mike Hagar.
Yeah, that kind of affects half the characters on this list. But
Punching them all right in the gut.
yeah. Doctrine Dark from EX.
I think collectively our back just turns in silence on the EX series.
Like, are they even recognized as canon? Any of the new characters that were introduced in there?
Skullomania.
Nobody's
My
really
favorite
talking.
character.
Nobody really talks about them internally. Although I will say those games are actually from this hardcore Street Fighter nerds. It's not like anybody's having tournaments on those games anymore, but they're actually pretty solidly made games. But yeah, I think as far as canon goes, the back is turned on the EX series.
The official opinion is what Street Fighter EX.
Yeah, you will get no acknowledgement.
This one's kind of already been answered, but Poison.
Poison.
And this has already kind of been answered, but Poison.
I would really love to see Poison. She's definitely one of my Capcom favorites. She, depending on whether we're talking about the
Whatever.
American
He's
edition.
got
or
good
the-
chesticles.
S/HE.
Yeah. No,
That's
that
a
would
woman,
be
that's
rad.
A man, that's a woman.
But that's a little maybe a little too inside baseball for a game we actually want to sell to normal humans.
Yeah. And then
But you would never have to mention that she does or does not have a penis. I mean,
Well, I think that's true of even. I think you could say that about me, or anyone in
true.
this room. Really, we all may or may not.
but
have
I mean,
penises.
very few she-males are like, "Hey, check me out. I've got a dick."
I have a giant penis, but it is so inverted.
did all of
Moving
like
on.
that? Did all of that record?
Cody.
Cody again.
Yeah.
Final.
Cool
Wow. Michael.
wasn't aware-
Michael is I think the Final Fight expert. Out of most people I know, I don't know.
I never
anybody-
really played 2 or 3.
I played 2. I played 2 and 3.
Really? So I'm wrong.
No Streetwise.
Played a bit
I
of
think he did
Streetwise.
play
Streetwise the
I
other
played
day.
Streetwise mainly just to get a screen grab of Hagar for this article. It's like, wow, this is.
I actually
that was
watched a
interesting.
guy in a Japanese arcade the other day playing through Final Fight by himself on one quarter.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Well,
I could
one-
do it.
Not a
Damn.
quarter, actually. Of course.
Right.
They don't acknowledge our
What?
money
Whatever
with their
the
crazy money
Japanese
system.
equivalent.
A yen node?
Yeah, I don't know
What
what
do
they're.
they say?
I don't know what they're called.
I was
don't-
never
don't
aware
really
that like the
care
whole thing
with
of Cody is a prisoner, like he's always in the striped outfit.
Apparently,
and-
that
Yeah.
came out of Final Fight Revenge.
Yeah,
like,
little
I-
storyline change.
Doesn't know
Yeah.
much about Final Fight.
yeah.
Micro Paras.
No, well, I never played those two. That's all I said. I didn't say I don't know much about it.
Boop.
Yeah.
Threw a knife,
What?
kicked dirt. Yeah, he's got it all.
Threw rocks.
True Street Fighter.
Gil.
Gil, a little too close to the whole Seth thing, frankly.
Yeah, it's like overpowered.
One sort of
super
shirtless,
Yeah.
overpowered thong wearer.
Seth doesn't wear a thong.
That's true. Not technically.
What does he wear?
Just briefs.
Just briefs?
I thought he
Or
was
is it
naked.
Part of his body.
He's not technically naked.
Oh, okay.
No?
He's got stuff down there.
No one else has
Alright.
here as a
Believe
eunuch
me, I've
fetish?
seen the character model. It's animated and everything.
So for anyone who doesn't know, though, Gil is this like half red, half blue, golden-haired
Oh yeah, what's this article called?
dude with
Again.
Oh, it's 12 fighters we'd like to see in Super Street Fighter 4.
Confusingly
and
titled.
he has 2 life bars, and he was a cheap asshole.
Yeah.
And then Seth was even worse.
He had an invulnerable, regeneration.
What's fun though, like, because I didn't play Third Strike in the arcade at all, but then when they did that anniversary collection in 04,
Right.
that's where I played Third Strike a lot. And I remember, like, just had a friend over and we played Third Strike, like, one weekend, really got into it. But then when I was finally like, all right, I'm going to play through the single player now, and just fighting with Gil forever, like hours of just fighting Gil at the end of the game, like friends like, we're going to go see a movie. I'm like, I can't. I have to do this. They leave, go see a movie, and then I come back and I'm still fighting him. And then when it finally ends in a great, like using an EX, super art thing and a starburst and run around the house with both hands. Yeah!
See,
so
it's that
fucking
people
excited.
complain about hard bosses, but you have that glorious sense of real achievement.
Yeah.
Beating
But that's the new
unfair.
Super Street Fighter, the Ultras are changed. Or you're adding in one, or what?
Maybe.
Oh, my bad.
I thought I read that everyone had 2 supers.
Yeah, I thought.
Or 2 ultras.
There's many things said.
Oh, goodness.
People say a lot of things about
People
Hawaii.
say a lot of things
That's
about
it.
a lot of things. yeah.
Seth, from here on out, I'm believing every rumor I believe.
That is
Samurai Pizza Cats
that is-
are
that is genius.
On the way.
in Tatsunoko and versus Capcom.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
What about Rainbow Mika?
I gotta give the thumbs down to Rainbow Meek.
Oh, wow.
Straight out of the gates.
An outright denial.
She has never been my favorite. It just seemed
Headline.
like we had jumped the shark because Cody has a knife, Vega has a claw, Rolento drops grenades during a super, but she calls in like a boxing ring. Like a boxing ring is like wheeled to the side of wherever she's standing, just so she can go off the top rope. And I'm like, that's not street fighting. That's like Clown Town. So she's what I call a circus character. She's wearing a circus
So wait, who is
outfit.
this again?
Rainbow Mika.
Ooh.
So
That's not
it's
in Super
almost like
Street
a
Fighter
Saturday
4.
Night Slam Masters character.
It was, although I actually really like Saturday Night Slam.
Well, she would work there.
Yeah, no, perfect. Well, then she would already have the ring, so my number one objection is
Right.
Yeah.
You see
Is
how this
out.
is important.
Yeah.
All right. You also call Ibuki a circus character?
A bit, but she's a cool circus character for sure.
What makes her a circus character?
She's not very good, but she's got a lot of cool moves. I mean, she's got like a million cool moves and cool setups and stuff like that. She was good in the first Street Fighter 3.
But what, Third Strike and Double Impact kind of
Second
took
Impact,
it
she
away?
was actually still okay, and then Third Strike, she was kind of in the
Do we still have any more?
basement.
Yeah, we got a few more. How about Birdie?
Birdie, I could never tolerate that haircut. Like, even in the realm of, again, like crazy Street Fighter haircuts, there's like a hole in the mohawk. what is that about? Like, I don't know. It would upset me even just every time I look at it, I would get physically upset. So, if I have my way, Birdie will.
It looks like a large piece of Swiss cheese that he's wearing as a hat.
And then he's like English.
He's
I
a
didn't
Packers
get the whole
the
thing.
only Wisconsin fighter in the game.
Yeah. God bless.
It's an easy joke, I think.
How about Alex, who just appeared in Tatsunoko?
He did, actually, and I had a little beef with your article because I believe
Yeah.
he is not called out as most recently appearing, and I think he's most recently called out as Capcom Fighting Jam.
Yeah.
And he
That
does appear in Tatsunoko.
I wrestled with
Capcom
that one a
Cross
little
Generation.
bit just because it hasn't been released over here yet.
Okay, I
But-
see where you're coming
Yeah, 'cause
from.
we're a US side. We do do that.
All right, we'll take it. I'll take it down a notch. Then.
But I am aware.
Love Alex. I'm a big fan of grapplers. Definitely cool. He was actually meant to be the star of the Street Fighter 3 series, but the fans had their way and were like, you suck.
Yeah.
And they did,
Is
remain the star.
but with Alex coming in with Abel already there, does that too much grappling with him?
Too much
saying
grappling? Can you have? Is there such a thing as too much grappling?
well, we got King and Armor King.
Tell it to THQ and.
And their mini man wrestling game.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Last one is Adon.
Adon. I actually do like Adon just because I like any that sort of funky kickboxing. So the fact that anybody can beat anybody up while standing on one leg with their knee up and their fist like this is rad to me.
I love his alpha music, the wailing guitar.
For no reason.
For no reason in Thailand. Woo!
Sounds like a confirmation to me.
And I don't even know what racial stereotype he's supposed to represent, but I love him. 'Cause he's sort of,
but then he's also...
Waku.
Well, I did want to say, Michael, your article says last seen in Street Fighter 4 2009 for Edon.
He was?
Is he in the background or something?
He's in Sagat's intro.
Oh, right. I was thinking as a playable.
Someone else got wicked already.
Oh,
Bam,
shit.
right
But
in
I'd
the
say
face.
that's a pretty
Right in
strong...
the face.
I'd say that's a pretty strong hint. That's acknowledgement.
Oh, he's already rendered.
The animation.
You could also say Yun and Yang will appear because they were in Chun-Li's intro.
Well,
They
fine.
did appear.
I will. I just did.
I just want to fight Dalzim's elephant.
Somebody stop me.
I'll say
How many
something
more we
else
got?
right after this.
How many more we got, Michael?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it,
All right.
Seth.
We'll punish
Of all
the
those
people
characters, is there one character making it into Super Street Fighter 4?
I think you may be barking up the right trees in some places.
Oh,
that's good.
That's fair enough.
That means
I'll take
one.
that.
One. Comb that shit over.
It's a very Price is Right. Ladies, do I have at least two numbers right?
But and this is when do you think we'll hear about any of the new characters?
You won't have to wait too long for that because the game itself is scheduled for spring, so that's from announced to release is a shorter cycle for us this time because there's already a bunch of hungry Street Fighter fans.
Oh wait, when does it release again?
Spring.
Okay.
So next year. So it's a few months away.
But Tatsunoko versus Capcom is December, right?
Yeah, it'll be January.
January.
Yeah.
But you heard it here first, T-Dards. One of these characters will probably be in the game, maybe.
Possibly, likely. It probably rhymes with a dawn.
Potential DLC.
So I'm still going to get lasered by the Capcom orbital satellite that burns people to the ground, but they're going to turn the laser down. It will be merely like Daffy Duck.
It's like a minor singe instead of an outright desecration.
Yeah, I'll be balded.
We have our boy Henry now working on something involving the Tatsunoko versus Capcom characters, and he told me to ask you, can you please tell him about every character from Tatsunoko?
Can you explain game to me?
I can, sadly. I spent a lot of time watching old clips from Tatsunoko cartoons on YouTube.
I didn't realize how many, because you said Gotcha Man, and I didn't know. I know Gotcha Man. I never heard it called Gotcha Man.
Yeah, that series unfortunately has 3 names. So even though you kind of maybe remember seeing one of those cartoons when you were a kid,
which I'm
you don't
trying to look up
with.
super quick.
But that article is up today, in the same style as the article we did over the summer that was the 56 characters of Marvel
that's
vs.
awesome.
Capcom
That was
2.
a great, yeah.
That did really well, surprisingly, even though that was 8-year-old information, which I was like, okay. But this is the same thing where it's just kind of here's a look at every character that we know is confirmed. And you just confirmed over TGS was Frank West.
Yeah, Frank West.
From Dead Rising 2.
Yeah,
Dead Rising.
He's a ton of fun. So he can drop zombies down from the sky.
And he's not in any Japanese version? It's exclusive
Well,
US?
actually, so it's sort of, I don't know, this is a crazy mixed up story. So, as you know, Tatsunoko wasn't coming out in the States, and then everyone got all excited about it. It was like, this game looks rad, and then so we're like, all right, we'll bring it out. And then they're like, awesome, this game looks super rad, and hype was sort of building, and they're like, maybe we can get some money to put more stuff in. So we're like, we're going to put it online, add some more characters.
Oh, cool.
So everyone was juiced about that. And then Japan got juiced about it, and they were like, well, we want that game now, too. So, now it's coming out. Basically, the Western version of Tatsunoko is now coming out in Eastern version as well, or it's Japan.
Right.
So they will get Frank West as well. So the game will be released.
Do you think the Wii online scene will support and is stable and strong enough to support an online?
They've been working really hard on it, so they've made a lot of progress. The builds I've played have been pretty good. So hopefully, I mean, the real limiting factor, and this is what's weird, is in Japan the internet connections tend to be really good.
Yeah.
When people say broadband, they mean 5 megabit plus maybe 10 megabit connection into your house. And in America, what passes for broadband in some places is pretty sad. So I think if you've got a sweet
broadband.
Yeah, if you've got a sweet internet connection, I think you're going to be in good shape. But really, I think that affects a lot of people's play experience.
Also, just the size of the country. If I'm playing somebody in New York or something.
Yeah, so I know Capcom's put in a lot of work on that stuff. So I think we've got a variety of strategies across a bunch of our fighting games that have turned in pretty good results.
you have a couple more characters to announce eventually.
Tatsunoko,
right?
yeah, we've still got some more aces up our sleeves. They're all aces, by the way.
Is that a hint? Should I write that down? Ace?
Ace? No.
Just want to say someone's an attorney with that name in it.
I know. They already talked about Ace Attorney, and then they had that horrible reason why he couldn't make it in because the kanji for objection was like...
I will speculate.
If you wrote out objection, it was like too long, and the hitbox was all wrong. And they were like, so we cut him. And I was like, don't admit that. Everyone will hate it.
Oh, that's so sad.
I know.
You don't have to agree, and I will speculate that all these characters in the new Tatsunoko vs. Capcom will be from new Capcom games in America. No, from America. All American Capcom characters.
Dark Void guy.
I'm drinking a little bit.
Whatever
is that
his name
obvious?
is.
Maximo.
Maximo.
I would be happy to see Maximo,
Arthur.
but there will be plenty of surprises left.
I want more surprises. I didn't get any this week.
There are. I know. I get.
But this is an interesting note that again. Well, this year Capcom had a very strong, first half of the year with Bionic Commando, Street Fighter 4, Resident Evil 5, and then now it seems like the same thing's happening again. Like you don't have any big fall games coming out, but then next year you have Super Street Fighter 4, Dark Void, Tatsunoko. Am I missing anything?
We got some juice. Yeah, lots of stuff.
Dead Rising 2, not
Resident
too far.
Evil. The alternative edition as well. Plenty of juice.
This year?
Try and keep the hits rolling. I don't
Whole
actually know when the release
whole
date
point of that
is.
conversation was.
Yeah, we try. We actually have meetings about this every year at Capcom where we're like, we must not load up this one section of the year where we all die and are crazy busy trying to like finish 98 games. We're gonna space them out over the whole year. And
we have that exact same meeting every month, and it happens every month.
Yeah, we get screwed every time. We're just like, oh, our stuff's in Q4 again. Damn it.
Does that happen ever, like on accident, where other circumstances make it has to come out October, November, December, or is it mostly just sales because it's Christmas and holiday?
Well, Capcom's actually been on this bandwagon for a long time where we release stuff after Christmas.
Starting with like RE4 was the first big one I remember.
I think so, yeah. We've been on that cycle for a few years and had actually a lot of success with it. But this year, Q4 is a monster with like every publisher releasing their giant games in that same period.
Now it seems everyone's pushing stuff back. 2010 is already like super crowded.
Yeah.
First half.
Yeah, everyone's pushing things back. So, I mean, to answer your question, it depends on a few things.
Right.
But, sometimes games move or like, we wanted to finish this and it's not done, so we're going to delay the game by 2 weeks or 4 weeks or something. Maybe boring.
All right. No, I'm not. I was queuing up. I was
extra boring nerd
I was
talk.
queuing up sounds because
there's drool.
I promise you, we wouldn't bore you with like obscure Capcom trivia. I'm like, I'm going to test Seth, and if you can guess which Mega Man is which, that would be mean and cruel and stupid. Oh, that's Baby Mega Man, and that's the Mongoloid Mega Man.
Mongoloid, great Devo song, by the way.
I love that song.
That is one of my favorites.
Well, you guys are like best friends.
We are. Because Seth introduced me to Can during what we're calling
the world, really.
Pacanagate. For Rappa the Rappa. Seth was on our podcast. Was it like 45? Am I pulling a U?
I don't know.
45 Street Fighter characters. It's a pano. Look for it on the landing page.
What's a pano?
We were just...
Yeah.
You guys are hysterical.
Just Google TalkRadar Compendinarium and scroll down.
You guys are hysterical. We were just playing. What was? Just something. What's the guy who does Parappa the Rapper?
Masaya Matsura.
Matsura, yeah.
We were just playing this, and I remember specifically Seth said, "I have issues with that guy." I'm like, "What?" Like ripped off Can.
There it is.
So that's that qualifies as a ripoff.
It's not close. It's the song. Yeah.
It is the song.
It's a ripoff unless they somehow had permission to do it, which is possible.
But most of those guys are insane or dead or both.
Holy shit!
Probably true, yeah.
You are right. It is TalkRadar 45 for we.
Hey, look at that! I got
Nice.
one thing right. Everything else is downhill. Seth, while I have you on the spot, you're getting grilled.
I know.
Have Capcom explain this. I have Guns N' Roses' My Michelle. And the Neon Tiger stage from Mega Man X3. Guilty.
Is that the same?
It is the same.
I think we can win that with a sufficiently lame judge.
You think so? As long as he doesn't bring up Mega Man X5.
Look, nobody owns rock.
Nobody owns
Don't
this.
try and slap your copyrights on rock.
That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to do a little music quiz, and the top 7 got me thinking of licensed music before there was CD quality music.
That's a weird thing to start thinking about.
Yeah.
Jesus, shut up, Michael! Don't ruin the quiz already.
Oh,
don't ruin the quiz. We are officially starting the quiz, and I will assume I have good music. Licensed songs before there was CD quality music.
Like, say, the DuckTales intro?
Ooh,
Journey.
That's
what
Journey.
are we looking at there? From what?
I'm going to guess either Journey Escape or that other Journey game.
That is
Don't Stop.
Yes.
What is the other Journey game?
There's Journey and the
arcade.
Journey
Oh, the
Escape.
arcade game. I
Yeah.
thought that was the same game. I played the hell out of that stupid Journey game.
So did I.
Never
Really?
beat the bouncer stage.
So was it
Never
from the
heard of this
arcade
till,
game
like,
or
I
from
lived
the...
It's from the arcade game.
It was really compelling because the guys had enormous heads. I didn't even know what Journey was, but I loved that album cover.
It
with
looks like a
that-
Conan O'Brien parody of video games, like giant black and white heads,
on like little floppy bodies,
little
that don't do
tiny
anything.
rudimentary bodies. Michael, you'll never guess what this licensed song comes from.
Rock and Roll Racing.
Damn it!
Wow. I was going to say, I can guess that in one note.
Yeah.
Oh well, guess what's the
It's like-
song?
it's Paranoid.
By.
Is it Black Sabbath?
He is correct.
It is. He is begrudgingly correct.
Excellent game that I'm sure does not hold up.
Where is this music from then?
Came out on GBA.
Seth, you can answer too.
Is this Motorhead?
Oh, I know the game.
Yeah, it's the same game you do. It's also Rock and Roll Racing, isn't it? It's because it is.
Yeah, it's Rock and Roll Racing.
You get half a coin.
It's also the theme song to Rock Band.
Rock Band.
There you
It's
go.
Highway Star.
It is
Yes.
the theme song to the Rock Band. Other licensed songs that we're gonna get into territory where I believe rights didn't exchange hands. Let's get rid of this one real quick.
That's got to be
Dr.
Screwball.
Brett Elston.
Feelwell?
Dr. Feelgood on Genesis.
You mean Dr. Feelgood? No.
Dr.
I don't
Feelgood
mean
from
that.
Motley Crawdad. What do we got here?
Can you
Oh,
can you beer me a beer?
Yeah, me too.
I think I nailed that one already.
You did not.
Yeah.
We have not discussed this game in
No.
the podcast 3 or 4 times already.
Oh, no. And
What
it
are we
doesn't
looking at?
play constantly throughout that game that we haven't
It says
discussed
Revolution
already.
X.
Could I
Um,
risk Imburination one more time?
I'm going to have to ask the judges. According to Steven Tyler, courtesy of the Sega Genesis, yes, it is.
Which is the worst version you could ever play. Like
Yeah.
a game that relies on quality samples of music and you play it on Genesis, bad job.
I don't know. I think the Saturn version was pretty bad because I remember getting stuck on the same boss, like playing against it for 15 minutes straight before I realized this thing's stuck.
Did you try making love in an elevator?
I did, actually.
Well, it was going up or
Yeah.
going down?
I believe it was going up to the 3rd floor. And
Oh,
yeah,
careful!
Whoa. And I'm
take this
saved from continuing this awful joke by the bear.
Almost had an accident. Almost had some spillage onto precious computer parts.
Saved by the beer.
How happy.
It's a great show.
Early Fox show or
Great
something.
show. Saved by the
We're out of beer.
Aw.
I did that.
How
I'm
the fuck
sorry.
did that
No,
happen?
it's fine. It happens.
It keeps happening more and more. I'm the
Chris
one who,
tends to do it
who's
most-
supposed to drink.
most
Yeah.
often, yeah.
I'm the one who's supposed to drink a lot.
Supposed to.
Well, 4 or 5 beers
I
in
can't
2 hours.
conduct
is-
this thing without.
How about a podcast where everyone does something with
Rest.
something in their mouth?
Hmm.
Just like that. As a thing.
I need a little.
Precious.
Yeah, like
It'll sound like that.
like
in
a
the third
kazoo,
segment.
maybe. Like
Yeah,
you're talking, but you're also talking through a kazoo
It'll
out
sound.
the side of your
It'll
mouth.
sound like I'm trying to chew a sponge, like about in the third segment.
Oh,
I
well,
really like Mega Man food.
We're gonna do that now. You realize?
All right. All
I'll
right.
tell you why Bubble Man's a great level. Because you jump really high. It's Andre the Giant.
Oh, is that Andre the Giant again?
Yeah.
Andre T. Giant.
He comes out of nowhere. Now we're going to dip into some unlicensed territory.
Did you get Goonies, the Cindy Crawford?
I didn't. What I wanted to try and stay
was
away from.
interested.
What I wanted to try and
no,
stay away from was movie themes.
Cindy Lauper.
Because movie themes were always licensed in the
Right,
movie games
okay.
they're in. I will
Revolution X was licensed.
I will toss you a treat. It was licensed, but like there wasn't a movie. Like it wasn't the Revolution X movie game.
Right. It was just some.
With
It just showed up at my arcade next to fucking Area 51 and Cruising World. And
I think the song to play from that is "Eat the Rich" anyway, because it's
I really wanted
like
that one.
half a verse and the chorus over and over and over and over and over and over.
Oh, terrible game.
Lethal. Next up on the list is.
It's time to rock with the biggity back bumble. What about now? It's time to rock with the biggity back bumble.
Root Beer Tapper.
Super Mario Brothers.
It is N64's Buck Bumble. It actually doesn't fit any of the criteria, but I really like that song.
I was gonna say that's
the game whose name they were repeating over and over again.
Buck Bumble.
I almost rented that game and then I didn't.
Buck Bumble.
And that's kind of the
that
story.
may be the greatest story ever told about that game.
That's gonna say that's the highest praise that game could ever get. I did think about it.
Here we go.
But I rented Chopper Attack or whatever the other shitty.
Unlicensed territory. What is this?
That would be Louie Louie from, I'm going to guess, California Games.
Michael Raparez.
Whoa.
Bam.
God damn.
You know what I meant?
Games? I can't
You know what I
front
meant?
on that.
I played the shit out of that when I was a kid.
My favorite, the BMX races in that, the most unrealistic depiction of racing. You do a full 360s on these huge bikes.
Just gently lift your bike and do a 1080.
There's like no...
Just like real life kids.
No gravity and...
Make sure you're going 4 miles an hour.
And the roller skating is everything makes you fall and break your neck. Gum, break your neck. Frisbee, break your neck.
This is a little bit of a stretch. This is almost veering on parody, and it's Japanese. But what are we looking at here? What's the song?
It sounds like Thriller.
Does sound like Thriller, doesn't
Killer
it?
Instinct game, didn't he?
I feel like I've been bucked off the horse here.
I'll bring you back. Yeah.
It's not Moonwalker.
Anybody want to take a guess? That'll look at my sheet of paper.
Sonic 3.
Ooh.
No, of course it's not Sonic. That was a Michael Jackson joke. I was digging too deep. Michael Jackson Sonic 3, look it up.
Anybody else? That is
Spelunker.
Follow
Greatest game over.
the first 2 letters.
Sparkster.
Spy
The first
Hunter.
the first 3 letters.
Spy Boards.
Spumoni.
Splatterhouse.
Is that really Splatterhouse?
Splatterhouse, I'll give you half a clang. I'll give you half a clang. It's the Japanese prequel, on Famicom prequel.
Oh, wow. The like Mighty Splatterhouse or whatever the hell it was.
It's just like Splatter.
Is that what Wanpaku means?
There's Mighty Final Fight.
What? Why are you laughing at me,
But
Seth?
it was like the super deformed
I
version.
hope that's what Wampaku means.
I saw it's in
Here
DuckTales.
forward.
It's in DuckTales Japanese title too.
It's true. I don't know what that means.
Wanpaku Graffiti, Splatterhouse Wanpaku Graffiti, responsible for Thriller. What? Am I saying it wrong? You tell me now.
I'm happy that this exists.
You spent so long in Japan.
That would be good for your baby-ass games, by the way.
Shh.
I'm just saying.
Someone from Game Daily could be listening.
I'm telling you, edit that out, but just remember that Mighty Final Fight would be great additions. Which I bought at a dollar store.
This one's easy to guess, a toughie to know. What are we looking at?
That's definitely a Hard Day's Night.
Half a clang. That was 1.5 clangs.
Is it really? Hard Day's Night? I don't know.
It's pretty obviously Hard Day's Night.
I've never heard this song.
What would license Hard Day's Night or not license it?
I'm going to say Outrun Coast to Coast.
I'll put another song in there. Fred Wilson, by the way?
No way. It wasn't Outrun.
Afterburner.
It sounds like Tim Fallon. Who's the artist? Who's a musician?
No, he's not a musician.
I just like
apparently,
Brett
Brett.
gets the gone.
The Beatles are also a musician.
He's an NES, SNES musician. He's really
responsible
fucking
for a game called Mikey. Mikey, published by Konami.
Me, Mikey?
Mikey, I don't know. Mikey collects hearts around a school to win the hearts of the women around. It's very stupid.
Who did the music?
I never
Who
heard
was the
of this?
composer?
I don't care.
What's
To
the
the
name
internet.
What's
the fact
the
that
name of the game?
Oh, before you look it up, Brett Elson, this is for you.
Okay.
What licensed song is this?
Top Gun Anthem.
Oh, Elsa.
It's beautiful.
Quit looking stuff up. Quit trying to shout out dates. These next two are just for you.
Oh, dude, that music's so good.
Just for you.
Top Gun Anthem.
I don't know why that's all I have.
A little bit more than a mosquito buzzing.
I don't know.
Play it again. I want to hear that.
Hold on, I'm getting there.
It's a fly, basically, annoying me.
I'm getting there. This is a tough one for anybody but Brett.
That is Autobot Decepticon Battle from Transformers the Animated Movie.
In what game?
If it's a game that didn't come out in the U.S.
It did.
What is it?
Just not, you know the game. Mention the game to me a billion times.
This isn't in a game I've ever played.
It's on the Commodore. This is the Commodore 64 version.
Okay. Dude, I don't know.
You definitely recognize the song.
Yeah, I know
it's
exactly.
called Escape, right?
Yeah. No, this isn't Escape.
I heard it was Escape. It is Escape.
Is it?
Yeah. I cross-checked it.
Oh, this is Escape, you're right. Yeah, it's just Transformers. But what game is this?
Hold on.
This is very important.
I'm not going to tell you. I'm just not going to tell you.
Well, no, I'm curious.
Tell me!
We're going to go into break.
No!
We're going to go to break. That was Turrican.
Really?
Yeah, Turrican was the Commodore 64.
Whoa!
I have never downloaded a Commodore 64 music conversion program until this podcast. Wow. I deserve some appreciation.
I'm happy. Dude, you've enlightened my life with
I
that.
know I am not paid very well, and people don't like me or what I do.
I have watched interviews of that composer who he conducted.
Smell, not good.
He made two songs for the Transformers soundtrack. One was Escape, the other one was Autobot Decepticon
What's his name?
Battle. I don't remember his name.
Leo. Oh no! Don't Google stuff.
I'm not gonna Google. But no, I'm just like no. That's
flow-shattering.
that music means like is very good, and I really think that score.
We're just gonna get out of here with Joe Newman. When we get back, we're gonna figure out how to give away all this Capcom stuff.
And we've got question of the week. We've got Ask a Games Journalist, and I think I'm gonna kill somebody.
Say hello to Ambassador Blanca.
Mike Nelson from rifftracks.com, and you're listening to TalkRadar.
Put away the instruments, guys! I just got the new Rock Band video game, inspired by the music of the Beatles! You mean you got... That's right! Rock Band Oasis! Yeah!
Yes, it's the game that lets you pretend to be the band that pretended to be the Beatles. It's Oasis Rock Band.
Wow! We sound just like a band that's trying really hard to sound like the Beatles. Cool!
Oasis Rock Band, now with new spat mode. Also available, pretend to be the Beatles with these other great titles, including Rock Band Klaatu, Rock Band Badfinger, and Rock Band XTC. Until then, there's Rock Band Oasis. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Take you to a gay bar. I wanna take you to a gay bar. I wanna take you to a gay bar, gay bar, gay bar.
We will get into Talk Radar segment 3. Rock Band DLC, that's Electric Six, Gay Bar.
Oh, wow.
Sweet.
See, that's why I asked your permission.
Wow, what other songs do they have?
Dance Epidemic.
I played that
and
song at my wedding.
Dance Epidemic?
And I Don't Like You.
Oh, I know Dance Epidemic. That's good.
Well, you're going to be really excited about this.
I Don't Like You.
Following, riding that crest of Electric Six, Rock Band DLC, Alanis Morissette, Head Over Feet, and Ironic.
It's like
that works as Rock Band, but
it's like Ray.
I don't know why we're fucking around. Rock Band 2.
I heard your slip.
Alanis.
I heard your slip.
Alanis. What did I say?
I don't know why we're not fucking her.
Alanis Morissette.
That's what you said.
No. Every person who was on You
played
Can't Do
God.
That on television is hereby unfuckable.
Wow.
I deem the...
Is she on Weeds, though?
She is on Weeds. I haven't seen the new season.
Yeah. That's all right.
I run Raconteurs, which I'm tired of hearing. Who wants to go into game deals?
Sure.
There's a Kill Bill 3?
10 years.
Take my advice, do as I say. Save a little money for a rainy day.
That's right. It's time for game deals.
Chris, Disney Week is over.
Whatever. It's our game deals song. We have to have fucking sound
We need
intros for everything
transitions.
now.
We need transitions,
We need
man.
audio transitions. That's one that we have that people like.
We need to know where we are in the podcast.
Michael would like this. Game crazies all over the country are closing and going out of business.
Really?
I heard that earlier today.
That is true. And by the time you hear this, what will it be? The 9th? The 9th? The 3rd through the 9th is 30% off everything in the store.
Whoa.
Picking the bones, 10th through the 16th, 50% off everything in the store.
Oh, man.
17th through closing in quotations, 80% off everything in the store.
Damn.
Yeah.
But it'll all be picked over by then.
Yeah, someone can always go in and discover something they wanted to rebuy or something like that, or something that I love that. That's why I always go to
Oh
closing.
man, I stick to my guns. Once it's gone, it is.
What?
I'm not rebuying nothing.
Fine.
Just telling you.
Fine.
If you want to wait a little longer, I've had a lot of good deals buying fixtures out of stores.
Oh yeah,
It's
you're
a
right.
little strange, but yeah, maybe I'm pushing it too far.
Out of
What do you put on
shelves? You buy shelves and stuff.
Yeah,
so like
like-
game
Oh, yeah,
shelves, like you buy the
Yeah.
game shelves, and you have game shelves.
A Circuit
Just
City
like
went
game
out of
shelves.
business near here, and like the last day we were there, they were giving not only were they like everything in the store is for sale, including the fixtures, the things we put gum on, even the thing that advertised what was for sale, and they had a picture like the most meta sale ever. Like this thing is for sale.
Yes, this is for sale too.
God, it cracked me up.
Sale is for sale. Fine.
It's cracking
Hey,
itself
when we
up.
were at Virgin, they sold the giant Fallout character that we had.
Oh yeah.
And
did that
I
go
think it
for?
came to a bidding war. To be totally honest, like it was like, it's 50% off. I'll give you 300. I'll give. Is it when it's in? I remember reading it went for 1,000 or two.
Jesus.
Weird
I'll
stuff like
sell
that.
ours for $1,000. It's just sitting there.
Yeah, I'll sell. You know what? I'll undercut you and sell it for 500.
I'll sell it for $100.
I'll sell it for $50.
I'll sell it
here
for
at midnight
$5
on a Saturday.
I'll pay you $5.
No,
$5 to shipping alone is
I need this
outrageous.
money.
That's unrealistic.
I need this money. I have to be out of the country next week. Prince of Persia DLC is the XBLA deal of the week.
Oh, what is it? How much
it's
is it?
560.
God damn it!
What is the DLC?
It's like an extra small chapter after the end of the game.
the
You fight
epi-
the king
epilogue.
again or something. I don't know. I loved the game. But
It's technically the real ending.
Yeah.
We argued about this before. Well, we won't argue about it now.
Yeah.
Argue about it, Seth.
No.
Bring it up.
I don't know. No, I like the first Prince of Persia. I did not like the most recent Prince.
I loved the new one.
Yeah, I did. I can see why people.
But I didn't
wouldn't.
play Sands of Time trilogy at all. I didn't.
It's part of the Ubisoft crutch. We did one thing really cool, and we're going to repeat that for 18 hours.
I did enjoy the original Prince of Persia, though. I like.
Oh, yeah. No
The
question.
Super old one.
Sands of Time is gorgeous.
I thought that game was so pretty. The
Very
2008
pretty.
one.
So it's
pretty.
great music.
Yeah, soundtrack.
If
was
Joe
good.
Newman's remix of the Zelda Shop wasn't here right now, that's what I'd be playing. Folklore, 1999 at Walmart.
Oh, nice.
These are
It's a pretty okay game.
You know, I read that Guitar Hero 5 is on sale for $27.99 at Amazon.
Wow.
I don't believe it is anymore. But it made me mad. It only made me mad because of like buy Guitar Hero 5 now and get your free copy of Guitar Hero Van Halen, which I just got. And the second that deal was over, Guitar Hero dropped to $30. So I don't know. Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, $6.99.
Oh man.
Hard to argue with that.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, that's really good.
And
The game
is it hard to argue with that? Like, as a person who would buy a lot of DVDs back in the day, to get free shipping, you need $5.
Right.
Dragon Sword.
No, definitely everyone
That should
buy
sell through the roof.
Buy Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword. That was one of the most like surprisingly fun, challenging DS games. And it's not like all the other Ninja Gaidens where this is impossible. I hate it. It was remarkably beatable, I should say. But it worked. It looked fantastic.
Seth, you got to be excited about this. I think Amazon's selling SF4 fight sticks. for a significantly cheaper this week.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about, but yeah, I noticed they're on sale, so that's cool.
Well, for a while they were like impossible to find.
They are, and now we've finally got them back.
Ride a bus with the people from IGN and GameSpot. Got one!
Yeah.
Got one! Like, took months later.
On the topic of fighting sticks, while we're here.
Well, hold on, let me finish. Street Fighter 4 Tournament Edition stick, Dell.com, $99 free shipping. Newegg, $120. I'm not sure if it's a Tournament Edition stick. $120 free shipping.
It should be It should be at that price. It's almost got to be a tournament edition.
Okay.
Unless they're deciding at the deal to overcharge you for.
Oh, that's the middle. That's the middle one.
The standard tournament edition is the high end.
Okay.
So that is a good deal.
Good deal, right?
Good
Seth
deal.
Killian's telling you it's a good deal.
Anybody that wants to step up their game.
You practically made these things.
Yeah, no, they're definitely my babies, and they're magical pieces of equipment.
Are you happy about that? Like, they really kind of went nuts. Like,
yeah, it was nice to see, because I mean, it's also just sort of, I mean, there's a lot of things in games you always want a game to be a certain way, and you want to get everything in there, but it turns out like getting extra hats for the characters costs $9 million, and then they're like, nope, the hats are cut, and you're like, dang, I want to do hats. Or you're like, let's have online co-op, or whatever. Things get cut, but the sticks, we were really able to go the extra mile with the good people at Mad Catz. Good buddy Mark Mann really helped us get there, and basically every good idea we've ever seen out of the last 10 years of tournament fighting sticks is all there. It's just a great product. I'm happy to see it do well. And, yeah.
My friends who had to build sticks the last 10 years, out of any material lying around, they finally had a thing like, yes, I can buy that retail product. They'd never been able to purchase a retail stick before.
I was in the same boat. So, I mean, I think I have close to 40 or 50 joysticks of my own construction.
Wow.
Basically, every joystick I've still got my Steel Battalion. I don't know if that's really a joystick.
That's more of a setup
Yeah.
into itself. But I wanted to ask about the sticks. Like, I'm someone, like, I can't relearn stick, the arcade stick. I even took one home, the tournament sticks, and, like, spent a weekend, like, I'm going to relearn this, retrain my muscle memory, because that's how it started. It was in the arcade, Street Fighter 2 in, like, 91, 92 time period. But I can't. I'm, like, stuck on controller, and I'm feeling good at controller.
Yeah.
The 6-button fight pad, the, like, $30 or $40 fight pad, like, I feel that's where I'm most comfortable. Is there, like, a proven thing, like a tournament level? I never see anyone using the fight pad, a controller. Everyone's using stick. Is there, like, an actual... Like, it's no one using a pad could really win.
It's
all things being equal, pad versus...
It's a heated competition. Duh. When you're really channeling, like, the kind of aggression that goes into that kind of battle, a stick is way better for
that's
it.
what people say, but why?
Look, I'm only dealing with the D-pads of this generation. They're fucking abysmal.
But this controller isn't.
Which one?
The fight
The
pad.
fight pad.
It's great. I love that controller to death. But I just wonder, like, say I ever wanted to go to these tournaments, because I've been practicing my Blanca a lot. Not that I would ever get anywhere remotely far, but
That's
just
not the point.
Yeah, it's not the point. Just to see how I fare. But if I show up with a fight pad, they're going to be like, "Get out of here, kid."
No, dude, there are plenty of real players that play with fight pads more all the time. There's great pad players, and really whatever's working for you, if it's working for you, stick with it.
I just didn't know if there was any kind of, like, because of the stick, it is objectively more precise to a certain degree. Or...
Again, it's if you can get the pad to do what you want it to do, go with the pad. The stick is definitely, you get faster action, basically, so you can get back to neutral state faster. You get a little more tactile feedback, so you don't miss your special whatever. And so I think that's what it does offer a little higher level of precision ultimately.
Oh, hold on, let me keep talking. So I'm in the game deal segment. Go for it.
It does, which is I think definitely why you see the top players in the world definitely are overwhelmingly stick junkies and have very specific tastes. It's a whole crazy world.
I just read Capcom's store is doing a deal of the week.
That could be.
Last week it was Okami for $10 on PS2.
Yeah, no, the store is a constant source of surprise and joy, and also like games that you didn't think were really still around, like you can find on the Capcom store for actually pretty cheap.
I thought that was great. No one remembers the PS2 Okami, which is the superior version.
Well, I don't know about that. No, yeah, it's a great game, and the Capcom store is full of good deals all the time.
What's happening this week?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
He's just back in the country. I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna go check.
Oh man, we are moving to the community segment.
Oh.
Sure wish we had an audio transition into that.
Hold on.
Toad won!
That's not any good.
All right. Do you have anything on the fourth row?
Engage.
All right. Good enough. Community segment, which begins now with the new Ask a Games Journalist thread, which I've Twittered and has been retweeted. So, like, if there's any question you want to ask us as games journalisms about the industry,
Sorry, I was
your
figuring
credibility
things
is seeping out of the audio equipment here. No, I enjoy a good Star Fox joke. Do it again.
Which one?
Anything.
I'd say you more than enjoy a good
I more
Star
than
Fox
enjoy
joke.
it. I used to, that summer, Star Fox 64, I would beat the game and then do push-ups.
Shut up.
That was not Star Fox. I apologize. I
would do
Yes, I'm
push-ups.
sure that was completely accidental.
I would do push-ups while the credits rolled to get me pumped to play the next time through.
Oh, is it still going on? The Okami deal is still going on. $9.99 Okami PS2.
That is
good shit, man.
About the best $10 you can buy.
Seriously, it's half the price you'll find it at
It's like,
used.
now will you fucking buy it?
$9.99.
You can buy it directly from Capcom for $10.
How many more times do we have to mention this in list articles before you all buy it?
Do not make Michael any more mad.
He's punching everything.
Yes.
It's bad enough we can't get a new Final Fight. It's
Yeah, did anything ever happen? I remember hearing something about it, that there was like some speculation there might be like a Final Fight 1 HD if people did something or other.
It's an unlockable. Like if you come to our board meeting and sit in the third chair on the left, Final Fight HD will be released.
physical responsibility. By the way, the president's daughter's been kidnapped.
It's true. That's something we've been talking about. A lot of these ideas come right from the forums, and people just kick them out, and they're like, "Well, do people really want this?" And then,
oh, I remember it was an Udon comic that they were saying if this sells really well, then there might be the possibility of Final Fight 1 HD.
Yeah, they do a lot of fun stuff to gauge interest, because it's definitely sort of an imprecise art. But yeah, if people are really passionate about something, you can start raising a ruckus, and real live Capcom executives who are like, what's all this ruckus about Final Fight HD? And then, lo and behold,
DuckTales HD.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it again. I'm not going to say it again.
Except you
last
just did.
time.
You will say it again.
Rescue Rangers HD. How about that? We haven't done that yet.
Little Nemo.
Licensing
Little
HD.
Nemo.
Little Nemo.
One of the best NES soundtracks.
How about shit? How about everything
license can't be too difficult
Capcom has
to get.
made and owned the rights to? Just make it HD. Why is that so hard? Like there should be a team that does nothing but that all day long.
Because
Like,
Capcom
it
is
should be
known
data
for
entry.
overdoing things in the past and just repeating the same release over and over.
I'll go over there. I'll draw you a new Hager. I'll do it for you, Michael.
You think that's gonna sell?
Yeah.
Yeah, as much as you're going to
I
probably
would love
pay
to
me.
see Final Fight starring Mike Hager as drawn by Chris.
As drawn by
Antista.
me. Urgh, like my mustache.
I'll suplex any shark.
all of his aggressive moves occur off screen. It's a giant pile driving in the air and he
Walking
returns
is
by
an
himself.
aggressive move, right?
Like Frankenstein.
Hagar is the best character in Final Fight.
Oh yes,
He is,
true.
without a doubt.
He was the main reason to play that when it was in arcades.
Even though Guy was pretty cool until my Super Nintendo version didn't have him in it.
Unless you bought Final Fight Guy,
I
if
did.
you could find a copy.
Because it was only in Japan.
Yeah, well, it came out over here. I think
All
it was
right.
in Blockbuster.
Okay, all right.
Calm down.
Don't make me get
Fine.
Grumble.
Calm down.
Ask a games journalist.
Game journalist.
The popular thread that you need to get to if you're listening to this podcast. And GamesRadar.com
You count, Seth.
/forums, TalkRadar podcast. Just look for the thread. I believe it's called Ask a Games Journalist.
It's spelled inefficiently.
It's spelled like real journalism.
Right.
But we've been trying to answer 2 questions every week. So this week, Eagle 13511.
Eagle.
Old Eagle. When reviewing a game, do you play only that game, or do you have time to play something else? Kind of the idea of like, while in the process of like professionally reviewing a game.
I like that the Is It Better Than has forced us to replay things.
Yeah, in our super reviews, which are kind of reviews we do in-house that people from GamesRadar actually write. We mostly do features, but when we do reviews, we do these super reviews. And at the end, we have Is It Better Than? We pick three comparable games.
Contemporary games in the
Yeah.
same category. People are still talking about it within that genre.
Yeah, to like, well, you know, if the score doesn't do it enough, here's what we think versus this game for whatever reason. This is how it stands.
Much more useful metric, I think.
Yeah.
Than yeah.
I would love if that could just be our fucking score at the end of the article.
I don't want to harp on Forza 3, reviewing it this week, was completely ready to write off Gran Turismo as of course fourth. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, now that you had to actually fire it up.
Gran Turismo Prologue is really fucking good, and I just never spent that much time with it. So there you go. Shit happens.
Yeah. And I think, like, for me, like, if I'm reviewing, I have this like really specific problem, like, which I think most of you knowing me will attest to. Like, I can't do two things. Like, media, like, I refuse to do anything but the media I'm consuming. So if I'm reviewing a game, all I play is that game.
You'll be very mad that I've watched 3 discs of Star Trek TNG
oh my god!
While reviewing Forza.
Oh my god! I've noticed that because you're tweeting about Next Generation, and I look online and you're playing Forza.
And 12% through the game. 3 discs into Star Trek.
God damn it! If I ask you about Arsenal of Freedom, can you tell me anything about that episode?
I'm not there yet. Justice, love though.
Justice, that is a porn episode.
No, it isn't. Life is a series of exceptions.
Right.
Captain Picard.
The first season of Next Gen is so difficult. All right.
Well, for me also, it's the same thing where I have to just singularly focus unless I'm specifically making some sort of comparison, then I'll go back and play something.
Oh, is that what? I'm sorry, is that what he meant?
Well, no, just like personally, do you have time?
No,
to play
I don't deviate. If I'm reviewing a game, I don't play anything else.
Right. So that's when you review a game.
I've tested plenty of games.
I guess the opposite would be for you, like at Capcom, when you're like knee deep in a game, like. Is your brain just too mushed from that much game to go home and play something else, or you like still go home and just think about?
I intentionally actually play other stuff.
Yeah, you got to see the competition.
Sometimes it's a competition. So yeah, I do play every fighting game ever made. That's sad, but
That sounds sad.
But no, I will go out and walk around the block or play Geodefense on my iPhone or just do something else to set my brain into get it out of a rut. Well, I mean, also because the way what I'm doing with the games can be a little repetitive sometimes.
Yeah.
So
trying
to this low forward kick is too fast.
Not with the Street Fighters.
I'm gonna do it another 12,000 times. So that's
with the Street. And I again don't want to harp on Forza.
You've said that.
And I know. I was trying to figure out what I liked about
let's
it.
Harp on Forza.
And it was while writing about Super Street Fighter 4. And that, you don't change the game around because there's a balance between the characters. There are 400 different characters in Forza. They don't have low-high kicks and combos. I don't know, but that's what the balance of the game is about. That's like why the game keeps changing, is because I keep getting a new character. And just noticing how much work that goes into a racing game made me appreciate something like Street Fighter all the more all over again.
But did it do it any different or better than like Forza 1 or 2?
Sure, yeah.
Sure?
No, absolutely. Like, I mean, people ran screenshots. Like, it looks the same. Like, yeah, you took pictures of the same tracks. Like, it looks the same. And
that track looks the same in the real world now as it did 6 years ago.
Like, I just took a picture of Gran Turismo Prologue with the exact same car that's on the cover of Forza. Like, it's just in there. It doesn't matter.
Right. That's so weird.
But it has a rewind button. How about that? You don't have to rewind. You don't have to restart a fucking track every.
That's the kind of edition that at first I'm like, what a shitty edition, and then I'm like, no, that's actually very good.
Even auto brake, like everybody who came by and picked it up, I'm like, this is awesome. Like, auto brake's on.
Yeah.
Oh, and they get away from it like something bad just happened to them. Like, you were having a good time. What the fuck's your problem?
Know,
like, you don't want to play this kind of game.
Playing on baby mode.
Yeah, when you find out you're on training wheels, it like takes away some of the fun. You're like, oh, I'm not that.
What is your attitude towards that stuff? I mean, I'm interested because there's some you can. I mean, I feel like a lot of that stuff actually increases your net fun. But like, what's the my balance is like between actually having fun and enjoying the game versus that sense of achievement. Or overcoming obstacle, and like I think people game for different reasons.
Yeah. Well, I will say when it was implemented in Street Fighter, but I forget what it was called, but the GameCube version where it's like you flick the right stick to do super moves.
It was SNK EO.
Yeah. EO, that was right. I wanted to say EX, but I knew that wasn't right. Obviously,
easy operation.
Yeah.
That kind of wrecked online.
Yeah, the C
play.
stick on the GameCube, you pushed, you flicked the stick, and it did a move instead of you having to actually do a quarter circle for Hadouken.
I was not responsible for that.
That was before your before your time at Capcom, I think. But yeah, they also made that for the Xbox version, and like trying to play online with that, it's just like, why is this guy throwing so many Hadoukens at the same time? It's like, oh, he's probably using the EO setup.
Yeah.
Moving on, Zappers.
Well, wow, that was a good question.
Oh, right. Okay.
Well, because you're gonna see a game on Thursday with a.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of this
with
too.
a guide
By now,
mode.
I will have seen New Super. I haven't seen it yet, but by the time you hear this, I'll have seen New Super Mario Brothers Wii, and will have gone to and we'll have gone to an event to see Left 4 Dead 2, which I'm very excited about.
You too.
But New Super Mario Brothers Wii is the exact kind of thing where there's that mode in it that the game plays itself and gets past a more difficult part.
I keep reading different things about it though.
That's
like
what-
you have to die 8 times apparently.
I don't know
for
what
it
the
to,
criteria
for it to
are.
No, it's literally 8 times. You have to continue and die 3 more times.
Oh my god!
After your 5 lives,
didn't
and then
know.
you could apparently take over anytime you want.
Yeah, you can resume it. I
read
having-
another account that said you had to start at the beginning of the level. I
Having
don't know.
not seen it, I'm seeing it tomorrow, which the recording posted.
But
date is
in a
all
case
screwed
like
up, but,
like Forza, it was like I played for 3 hours not knowing the auto brake was on, and I was livid. Threw the controller down. What the fuck? Went out and had a cigarette. This shit was on auto brake. Came back in. I'm like, oh, I just hit start and take it off, and
Right.
we're moved on. I don't even have to restart the race. Like it's just
That's
over.
good.
And so you can do that anytime. And the more assists you take off, the more points, the more
Right.
experience you get, and that's just it. You can progress all you want.
Because there is
that's nice.
There is a balance there because like I'm playing Il 2 Sturmovik right now.
Oh my
the
god,
World
that
War
game
II.
is.
It's a really cool game, but like the more things you remove, the harder, the ridiculously harder it gets to pilot a plane, as you might expect. It's quite difficult.
I had no idea.
And the more assists you turn off, there's a mode called realistic, and I'm like, I want to throw my entire TV through the wall because how do you play this game? But
You kept bragging to your friends so you could do this in real life.
yeah,
Was it-
and then like that's the point where I'm like, okay, this is too cripplingly realistic. I'm not having fun anymore. So now I switch it back, and it's a little more arcadey, but it's still fun. And I don't know, it's like almost game to game basis. Like
Bayonetta got hammered for its easy mode
Yeah.
recently, and
As
Is
long as
Capcom
it's all-
considering a super easified mode
For-
to wait? If let's say a fighting in the street game.
we had very easy.
Yeah,
in
there's very
in
easy.
Street Fighter 4.
talking about
Some
man?
kind of easy, some kind of handicap.
Well, people complained that it was very easy until the final boss,
That's what
where
I-
it was still hard. But
I'm
yeah.
sorry if I didn't read that, but are battle points transferable?
No, just because there's no crossplay.
Right.
So it's a new game, and the balance really is different.
I would,
so.
yeah, in my mind, like already, just
I
with the
don't
characters
know
added
exactly how
already,
it works.
it's like,
I played the game like 3 times.
Man,
Yeah,
I'm
No,
getting there.
You
I
wouldn't
need to
want
get
them to, if you. I think if people were hardcore about it and they're like, I have this many wins with, Guile or
Mhm.
whatever, like that means something different in Super Street Fighter 4 than it would mean in Street
Yeah,
Fighter 4,
especially if you
so.
didn't have the game. Like you don't want someone with.
Yeah, that's true too.
Are you adjusting Guile at all? Because I hear he was among the lowest
Yeah,
ranked.
I thought he
of
was.
all.
There will be some adjustments all around. So, to old and new
I
alike.
should have researched this more. If you're not just going to tell me, I swear to God, I read this earlier.
Moving on, Zaffers from the forums. Just gotta keep it going, man.
Go for it.
This is a little bit simpler, but I think even Seth could chime in on a certain degree of this. How do you go about writing a hidden collectibles guide with hundreds of things to collect, or dozens, whatever the number is? How long does it take? How do you organize that kind of stuff? I know, like, I did Mirror's Edge bags, and I did Resident Evil 5 BSAA emblems, which were a bitch. These things were hidden in places, like unbelievably asshole-ish places to hide that thing. But a lot of it really is playing a level to death and
Yeah.
finding that stuff.
It's
But-
like you'll find that when that's your goal, your focus shifts dramatically.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah,
you're not
that-
at all like if your goal is I cannot leave this level until I have found
Yeah.
all these things, you will find those things.
yeah, eventually you will.
It's a very pure. It's
It's a weird.
It's very turn back the clocky for me for
Yeah.
the way I used to play games. Like
'Cause, like, I don't care
I've
about-
heard something's here. I need to find
Yeah.
it. I
It's like,
won't leave until
if you start
I can-
taking damage, normally playing the game, I'm like, oh shit, I'm taking damage. But now I'm like, I don't care if I die. It
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
matter. I just need to find all these things.
Who
in
cares
this
about a
stage.
headshot?
But like one thing that's a super helpful aid in this modern era of internets is that seemingly no matter how early I get a game, even in a case where we had the second review of RE5, there's already text guides somehow online because somebody's got a copy and gave to a friend who's already beaten the game. Like,
Seth smiling. He did it.
yeah,
He did it.
And almost any time, like I'm like, I can't find one emblem for RE5, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm about to ask Capcom, where is it? And I know they won't tell me, because when I say I'm working on a guide to go up the day the game comes out, it'll be, no, you're not. So, and I understand why that is, but it's like, I get online, and so surely enough, somebody's got a text guide already up. Like, the difference is what we do is we then package it in a very digestible format with videos and clear screenshots, and this is like raw text that somebody's made based off a version of the game.
To what you want.
Yeah. But most of it, majority, like Mirror's Edge, was just me playing a level over and over again. But the thing is, those things traffic so well, and they traffic for years.
And it's the only time I get to complete a game on 100% in this business anymore. I don't ever get to do that.
I'm actually stunned when you guys do stuff like that, and I think yours are typically some of the best in the business.
Ooh, thank
no,
you.
It's true, right? I mean, you don't have to. That's almost not even like a qualitative judgment.
Right.
Like they're just clearly like better than others. But
it's such a. I think as cheats and guides are considered a fairly lowly profession on the internet.
Yeah, but it's only lowly because I think you feel like if you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it anyway.
You have to do it faster, and
yeah,
we get a little more time, and we get to put more visual aspects in. Make
we really try to make it as clear as possible, because like even in the heyday of GameFAQs, which all through college, GameFAQs was my homepage. Every day I'm in GameFAQs looking at something. You're always at the mercy of what some guy wrote, and the GameFAQs shit is always loaded with jokes that aren't funny.
Oh God, that's what I realized, because I can't not tell a joke.
Yeah.
And I'm like in a guide, like just shut up. No, no one wants to hear anything you have to say.
I don't want to hear your. Well, this is kind of like that thing if you think about it.
Go here, go there.
Not an opportunity for personal expression.
Yes. Not at all.
Tell me how to get the nukes on the tech tree.
I will only bring up my Call of Duty Death Cards guide.
Right.
Which still does very well.
It does very well to this day.
When I started that, I did not know what a death card looked like.
Right.
I didn't know if it was a floating card,
I remember that.
a hovering card, and I emailed Activision and like, I hope you're enjoying it, and they would like intentionally avoid anything with the death cards. They want to keep those a secret.
Right.
It took me a billion. I'm trying to bring people back where I was looking for seriously like a spinning, hovering, bobbing card, and it's a card placed in the helmet liner of a helmet on an overturned shotgun. Like I didn't see it for 12 levels. Never saw it.
It just fades into the background.
It's a relative playing card the size of you, and like never saw it.
Yeah. At least RE5, they were glowing.
I was screaming.
Blue emblem.
3 days. I walked out of there. I haven't found one yet, and I'm emailing all these contacts. You worked for Guides once. Can you tell me?
You can buy the $25 special edition collector's
edition.
You've
worked on guides before, though, right?
I have worked on some guides, and yeah, it's a weird thing because I've also worked. I worked on guides before I started at Capcom, and I've worked since I've been at Capcom, like trying to help people out who are working on guides.
Street Fighter guide is the YouTube tutorials you guys do.
Yeah, some of those, and it's tricky because I mean we don't want the information. We want people to be able to play the whole game, but then you give those guys do get a lot of information typically. Although with a game like Street Fighter, obviously getting a lot of information is not really that helpful because like figuring out how to throw the fireball is not why you're buying the strategy guide.
Yeah.
But the guides I've seen you put up there are kind of amazing, and like wow, Seth's operating on I saw one like Seth's operating on a different level than the rest of us.
Well, yeah, fighting games are a different beast, but yeah, I mean, just even as far as like the item location, sometimes the print guides end up being wrong because we give them locations that were correct at the time we had the build, and then like something shifts in the last day, and then they get tons of complaints like, you're an idiot, it's totally not there, I looked 12 billion times, and they're like, sorry. But it's print, so they can't really issue corrections,
right.
like, and it's interesting business. But yeah, I have a lot of respect for that stuff.
What's the most hardest guide you've ever written?
The hardest? Sadly, it was an unpublished guide to Marvel vs. Capcom 2 a long time ago with, I believe that was Brady at that time? It was Prima. It was before I worked for Capcom, but we wrote a guide for Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
What happened to it?
Epic. They decided not to publish it because the game was gonna come out on PS2 and then it was delayed or something.
Oh, it
something
didn't come
happened
out immediately.
Yeah, it was going to, and then it didn't, and then they didn't think it was going to move it. I don't remember what the details were, but basically we had 800 pages of awesome it was definitely the most in-depth guide that.
And here we are. How many years from then, with the Dreamcast version being the one emulated, and people downloading and playing?
Do you ever like just publish it online and be like, "Well, I already wrote this shit. I might as well put it up."
It's probably in some weird format.
They owned it.
That's right.
Of course, now our strategies aren't that good anymore either. But yeah, those are strategies from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, now Disney owns Marvel, and it's
oh my God, you guys are so fucked.
We're off to the races with. No one knows.
Don't worry. I wrote a big dumb
now.
article about that. The Pixar people are running the creative division now, so hopefully they'll see the benefit in creating longevity for their older products.
Huh? Yeah, I don't even know. Like, I mean, the people. Even if we wanted to pick up the phone and call them, like, I'm not sure.
No, it's just
the numbers don't go to the right place anymore.
They come and talk to people like me after writing articles like I did and saying, are people still curious about this? We have no idea. I'm like, yes, people still love DuckTales. And that is how the wave starts. And the Pixar people are canceling all Disney's new shit, all their... What would you call it? They're raping and pillaging of their old brands. They're canceling all that.
Wow.
I thought that, but then my Toy Story trailer was precluded by a
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
If you look into it, that all of that was finalized and sold merchandising-wise before that started. And John Lasseter several times has said, "Cut this production, cancel it, start." He's made them start over 3 times.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's nothing else he can do because the contracts for the merchandise and the pajamas are signed.
Right, yeah.
So it has to come out.
Right. All right.
It's beautiful.
Before we
That's all off.
Sorry,
get lost into that. But
whatever. I want to see more Marvel stuff.
Well, I don't know if we can use most. Moving on to the community segment. Before we get into the question of the week, I wanted to shout out a thread that's just for Versetti's shirt. What old Games Radar feature would you like talked about on TalkRadar? It's a thread that just started. Go check that out. And if there's some old feature we posted and just never brought up, like, let us know and we'll dig it up a week. We don't have something.
He brought up the one that no one in this office wrote. Face palms or something like that?
Jack Thompson face palms.
My response was that I don't respond with a face palm to Jack Thompson. I really just want to throw things at him.
Right.
I want to tease him like the town idiot. Just throw him around. Hit him with a flaming bag of poo. In the face.
In the face. But moving on to question of the week. Question of the week last week was 55. Again, gamesradar.com/forums. Join up if you're listening. Jump in there and answer the question. That's all. Not a difficult procedure. I can see the download numbers versus the number of people in this thread, and I know you're not there.
Jump in the TalkRadar 72 thread and tell us how to give away this extremely rare Capcom shit.
Yeah, and then this week we have question 55 was what I read, what I said, and what Tyler wrote in the article in the thread are 2 completely different topics. So
were they?
Yeah, I asked what's a game that like an obscure game that you beat and like really obsessed over, and no one else you knew, you couldn't relate to anyone about it, and be like, this game? Instead, Tyler turned it into what's a game you love no one else does? Kind of the same, but not quite the same. But anyway, the people who answered that question, I wrote down some answers.
Can I get Seth's first? Is there any
a game you love, or series even that you love?
I still embarrass myself with this one, Xanac, for it's a shooter.
Wow.
For NES.
Wow.
That game was crazy. There was tons of secret stuff in there, tons of strategies.
Was that the game that
weapons.
changed every time you played?
Yeah, the
like
difficulty would. Yeah, that was really complicated AI, and there were 7 different kinds of weapons that were radically different.
Wow.
I am already starting into a boring monologue that that one dude somewhere wants to hear, and he's like, and when I find that dude, we're like super high, like flying high five across the room.
Xanac, man.
It is rad, but yeah, everyone hates it.
Wow. Didn't they re-release that? No, that was Xevious.
Yeah.
That's
Xevious, not as good.
Not as good. Cat R Parrot, which is Catter Parrot. I don't know. Custom Robo.
Like it.
There you go. That's a game I fucking hate. But this guy likes Custom Robo, so there you go.
I can see it. I play a little bit.
Token Girl STFU, Black and White 2.
Yeah, the black and white games are very, very...
Nichan.
He was just going to keep talking. That's why I stopped.
Well, I'm just trying to go through. I got a list, man.
Go for it.
Nichan, Izuna, Legend of the Unemployed Ninja. I know they made a second one, but I never heard anyone actually say, boy, I really like that game.
I reviewed the first one.
Did you?
Yeah.
What do you think you gave it? 6?
6.
Yeah, okay.
It was my 6th period.
I was going to say, without looking at it, I feel it's a 6.
2007.
Rad Puncher gets a really big Brett Elston approved Lords of Thunder. Anytime, all you gotta do is say Lords of Thunder, and I'll mention your name.
Are they the band in Airheads?
No.
Oh.
That is an excellent shooter on the Turbo Duo. go listen to the soundtrack. Oh my god!
I was hoping Rat Puncher was the game.
Sweet. Along with Rock Fight.
Compatible with Sonic Blastman arcade machines.
Shotgun Nova, Tecmo's Deception, which I love. The name of the game actually has the developer in it. It was called Tecmo's Deception. John
Love that
Rabbit,
game.
Space Griffin VF9 for PS1, which is really shitty.
Space Griffin.
I give, and then Table Flip. It's a game I've never heard of. Wangon Midnight Maximum Tune. It's like a racing game.
You haven't heard of Wangon Midnight Maximum 2?
No.
I haven't either. I'm surprised I got that out
like
without
a mix
slurring.
of
Surprised you even were able to repeat the title.
It looked like no shit.
Yeah,
It
well
looked
done.
like a mix of Midnight Club and Tokyo Extreme Racer.
Oh no, I have.
Their
heard
marketing
that.
department was probably very pleased that you made that connection.
Oh my god! Wow, that's going on the back of a box somewhere.
Brett Elston says.
Games Radar says, "Well, it's a perfect blend right into the." All right.
Brett Elston says.
And then I give you Funk Butt. Disaster Report for PS2.
Oh wow!
Which I mentioned only because one of my friends, like, I haven't talked to him in 6 months. Go home, we're in a bar drinking, and he's like, "So I got really trashed off just vodka and beat a game called Disaster Report." And he's just memories like, "What was it any good?" I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't remember. I just know I beat it.
Yeah.
I think he beat it more than once because there were multiple endings. Just the idea of drinking straight vodka and playing anything and then going. All right.
My memory of that game is it's like Resident Evil, but with earthquakes instead of zombies.
There can't be that many earthquakes.
Is it fun to shoot earthquakes?
Maybe.
Back.
That fire hydrant looks dangerous.
Rumble.
That brings us to question of the week 56.
That deserves a sound effect.
Second row, fourth over. Fourth? Third.
Yes.
Third.
I'm
All right.
sorry. How about this? There
Okay,
you go.
that'll do
There
it.
we go.
Rise and fall right there.
Question 56. This is a topic that actually came up during workday today. It's not about games, but we started talking about old movies from our childhood that do not hold up when we watch them again. And I mentioned this to you guys earlier. But yeah, question 56. Answer in GamesRadar.com/forums. TalkRadar podcast. What old movie from your childhood that you loved as a kid and you watched it over and over, that shit does not hold up when you watch it now. You're almost... Maybe you still have some nostalgia and you can kind of get through it, but you're kind of purposely not going to really watch it again because you don't want to further tarnish the memories that you had.
I've discussed it before, but it sucks because it was one of my favorite movies at the time. The original Batman.
You're
is
right.
absolutely painful to watch.
It's not good anymore? 'Cause
No.
I really like that too.
Oh,
no, and
no.
everything you liked, like the only scenes that are good are Michael Keaton without a mask.
Really?
Like that's like the only thing.
You want to get nuts?
Kind of like his interaction is like as a charismatic billionaire.
Oh yeah, okay.
Like he's really good at that,
I
and
can
then
see
every time, Michael Keaton.
I'm wearing hockey pads.
Like
that's actually the first when I moved out here for the Games Radar job. The only thing I moved out here with DVD wise, I moved out here in a suitcase. By the way, the only DVDs I brought was the newly released Batman anthology on DVD, and I remember sitting in Eric Bratcher's spare bedroom on my laptop, kind of crying, watching the original 1989 Batman, and going, "Wow, this
everything
does not hold up."
People compliment for Jack Palance and Jack Nicholson are great in it, just hamming it up, chewing the scenery, whatever the fuck that
Whatever
means.
Peter Travers
That means
quote
what
you
Al
want.
Pacino does on a regular basis.
Oh!
Chews it up, man. With his molars, grinds it up.
Yep.
It's just everything about it is so dumb.
It's
and
really bad, and
irredeemable.
it's horribly inauthentic. Unauthentic?
And I guess I don't get it because I was very connected
Let's
with
say
the 60s TV show at the time I saw the movie. I loved the 60s TV show.
Yeah, I was
and
a
I
big
just
fan.
don't. I don't hate it. I just don't care about the 60s TV show anymore. And I don't. It doesn't seem like an improvement. It seems more camp.
Like I'd almost rather watch Batman Forever.
That's actually I
just
think
because it's so much more visually interesting. Even though it's a worse movie, it's so fun to watch.
I've seen the
Too
movie.
colorful to
I've seen
look
the
away.
movie 100 times, and I don't remember visually what happens in the last.
Colorful to look away.
It
There's a
is.
hell of
The
a
last
tagline.
the last third of the movie, like I don't remember what happens because it's all
It's ridiculous.
million dollar celebrities in dark rooms with lighting around their face.
Yeah.
Like nothing.
Suits with tits on them.
Nothing. nothing happens.
How it ends up that a fired, rejected scientist from Wayne Corp ends up with an island hideaway with a giant
plot.
rotating hourglass.
But if
brainwashing
you think about
everyone.
the shots are like I'm in a Batwing. I'm on an island, backlit, can't see shit.
Right.
I'm Two-Face, and I'm falling off of a dark cliff.
Right.
Andy's dispensing lines as he falls. And
well, that's more entertaining than
bad
just
movie.
Incorrect.
Beats
Whatever.
well. My favorite vitamin, I might add.
of-
That's the only thing that redeemable that came out of that whole.
My favorite vitamin I had. Which is the intro to TalkRadar 20, I believe.
Good for you.
B14. All right.
Oh, and My Pet Monster, the live-action movie.
That's not
The one
good.
with Howie Mandel? Or
No. Like the My Pet Monster, the
Yeah.
purple, bluish,
Yes, I know the
What's the
movie.
one with Howie Mandel then?
Little monsters.
Right.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I used to not, when I couldn't sleep, I watched this movie so much, I would just repeat the movie line for line in my head until I'd go to bed. It's a 40-minute movie, but
Right, I watched it a lot as a
I watched
kid.
it a lot. And the Dirt Bike Kid, that didn't hold up very well.
Mouse on the Motorcycle?
If anybody can direct me to a copy of the Dirt Bike Kid, brought to you by the same company, we're going to go movie obscure right now, Rad. People know of Rad. Seth,
Robotic
I'm looking at you
Alchemy
now.
Drive?
No, the BMX movie.
BMX, yeah, racing.
Same company that brought that out. It's still not out on DVD. That company went under a long time ago. Rights are an issue. Dirt Bike Kid was part of that, and it was the kid from Christmas Story with a sentient dirt bike
God.
that came to life and fought corporate crime. And
Brought
that,
to you by Sony.
And that movie is gone for good, even though it killed an evil hot dog truck.
Is this Maximum Overdrive?
Which is rude.
Which does hold up.
The Dirt Bike Kid. Somebody help me out. I need this badly.
If you haven't watched Maximum Overdrive, please do.
Do not link me to the Skateboard Kid, because I've seen that trailer. It's not the same. I don't care if the skateboard does talk. They had to put a lot of makeup on that skateboard to add a face in the first place.
Just link him to Denver the Last Dinosaur.
No.
It's a skateboarding dinosaur.
He's my friend.
Hold on more.
Less. Let's go.
For me, I really was agonizing over this because I'm like, I don't know of anything. I really was trying, but
you really like yourself though, so you can't be wrong.
yeah, but this is a case where once I figured it, once I got to it, I was like, there it is. Geezer the Three-Headed Monster, which is a Godzilla movie. And I know a few things about Godzilla, let me tell you. But as a kid, this was the one, like, to say second, third grade, it's the coolest movie ever.
Mhm.
It's not just Godzilla.
Mhm.
It's Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan, three monsters, all teaming up to fight a new monster, which is Geezer, the Three-Headed Monster. King Ghidorah. Three-headed gold dragon with huge wings, and it was, like, just made to be the badass monster that it takes three monsters to beat. And as a kid, it was like the holy grail. Like when a friend came, like, yeah, I got Geezer Three-Headed Monster. Please come over so we can watch it together. It'll be so cool. I promise. My mom will make cookies, and we'd watch it. And then this is the greatest. And cut to later when I'm buying now all the like super ultra collector's editions of all the old Godzilla movies, and I'm watching them all critically now as an adult, and I'm going like, first two I really like now. And when I got to Geezer Three-Headed Monster, it's the beginning. That's the beginning of the goofy Godzilla. That's why I liked it as a kid. I realized it. That's when Godzilla ceased to be a threat and an actual danger. And in all their previous movies, Mothra alone, fantastic movie. Just the movie Mothra, 1965 or something. It's a beautiful movie with great special effects. And the sets they build are out of control. And
I believe you got a spin-off. That is unbelievable.
And it looks amazing. This movie... And the same with the original Rodan. These are touching, like poignant, like genuinely good movies that don't hinge on the monster. This movie like reduces them to jokes, and the costumes are way worse, and everyone's just an idiot. And watching it again, I was, oh god, I'm so mad about it. And what used to be like I bought it like happy and blah blah blah.
That's part of this process. Well, I think
I hate it now.
I want to put all of us in our little generation exclusive to that, because movies disappeared for a long time.
That was made in the 60s,
hold
man.
on. There wasn't a home video market for a long time. Once DVD came about, we could revisit things we hadn't seen in 20 years. I don't know if a kid who was born 10 years ago will have that. I think he'll always have that.
It was on VHS.
It was on VHS,
Yeah,
but it wasn't available to own, or it was out of print, hard to find.
It was
Maybe.
probably hard to find.
Hard to find.
My friend had it, so.
No, let's just say, how about this? No BitTorrents.
No
BitTorrents.
But VHS was the beginning of the home library.
Difficult to find. And when you feel like you watch one of these movies, this is me personally talking, you feel like you've lost it. You feel mad at part of your childhood.
I wasted hours.
I hope I didn't connect with any morals from this shit.
that affect me subconsciously today.
Damn, this piece of garbage.
Michael, how about
Fucking
you?
30.
I'm trying to think of anything that other people here might have seen. The only thing I can come up with is The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes' Smarter Brother.
Oh, the Gene Wilder movie.
Right,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Yeah, which I thought was fantastic when I was a kid, and then I watched it again a few years ago, and it's like,
Was it his directorial debut?
I don't know,
might-
but it had a very Mel Brooksy vibe, but it wasn't
Yeah,
by Mel Brooks.
No.
But it's just kind of like, oh, this has some good bits, but overall
definitely
it's just
lost.
kind of. And I rented like Secret of Nim, Neverending Story,
Oh, yeah.
classics from the early '80s, which I thought it's like I'm taking a risk here. I bet this is going to be shit, and they actually held up really well.
Pretty
Never
good, yeah.
Story holds up.
Is it part of like both of those are
It's
really dark and
Yeah,
scary?
and the thing is, they
Dark Crystal.
That too.
Yeah, their production
Scary as
values
hell.
are both kind of cheesy.
Well, they're of the time at least.
Yeah, exactly. But they're still good stories. They're well directed.
Yeah, those movies
Yeah,
are,
Dark
like,
Crystal though, that is like really kind of a weird experience. I didn't watch that until I was in my 20s, and it's like, what the hell?
Oh no, it's really weird.
stuff like Dark Crystal and Neverending Story and just any movie
Labyrinth.
like Labyrinth. and Just
Legend.
Legend.
Legend doesn't really hold up.
Not so
No,
much. I didn't
not
watch
bad.
that until I was 19 and I liked it.
Yeah.
But I like crazy costumes and shit. So, but those movies are like the exact. I wish they would at least attempt to make a serious kids movie. Those movies were aimed at kids and were not.
Well, I think the idea of serious kids movie kind of died with Jim Henson,
Yeah.
and to a certain extent, the failure of Iron Giant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Brad Bird lives at Pixar.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
And
That's
Ratatouille was very good.
Pixar is still doing it, but I feel like they're more like it's kind of like The Simpsons have damaged everything, where they make clever jokes. Like, and I love obviously I love The Simpsons, but the jokes are clever and they're sort of working for kids and they're for adults too. But they're not jokes kids could get. Like, there's something there for both of you.
But I think that's what made.
I don't know. This is sort of a
I have
point.
vague arguments with my boss. He's like, kids won't get that. I'm like, well, I wouldn't get a joke about Hitchcock either because I was watching Nickelodeon, but it made me want to get that joke.
Yeah.
Therefore, I went and watched Hitchcock once I learned that's where it's from. Like, I wouldn't have done that without The Simpsons and Mystery Science Theater
it does
pushing
raise
me.
the bar, but it's not for kids. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a cartoon.
Yeah, like Neverending Story was made for kids, and it pulls no punches. That's a seriously dark ass movie, and it's really good. And it stars a kid. The kid's in constant danger of being killed, or the villain is just called the Nothing, which still scares me.
Here's the thing about
All
bad.
those soliloquies about dead characters. His horse gets dragged into a swamp.
I know. God, that was depressing as
Yeah.
This is hurting.
All right.
The bad.
My
No, Seth
childhood.
hasn't gone yet.
Yeah, Seth, you got a movie?
I've been struggling actually because I feel like I've had some good success with going backwards and
Every
having
Street
some
Fighter
stuff.
movie.
Yeah, no, they're all still solid gold.
I'm going to get in my boat.
Every bit as good as they were originally. My spy boat, lame old girl, William F. Kyle.
The crime solving
Gold Down
boat.
River. You got to see the video of the phonetically spelled subtitles
Of
that
Jean-Claude
scene.
Van Damme's
Go down to river. And
The next Bison wannabe is going to feel
A
it.
Bison wannabe.
I'm from America.
Colonel Guile.
Arkansas.
God damn it. I remember hearing, they're making a Street Fighter movie. Cool. Who's the star? Who's Ryu? Because that's going to be the star. It's Guile. Oh, all right. Jean. What the fuck?
I was really sad.
13.
Wow, I couldn't believe they got an A-lister. That's what I said.
Double impact.
That's awesome.
That's what I said.
And Raul Julia Gomez. Oh man, I'm in for a real treat.
First Lionheart and now this?
And so
That's
again,
a
that
movie,
movie
by
for
the
a
way.
while, like everybody hated of my age when it came out, and now everybody fucking loves it.
Oh, I love it for how shitty it is.
I'm in the minority. I think it's. Sorry, Seth. I hate the first Street Fighter movie.
I-
Second one, I love.
Wow.
Chun-Li, Legend Chun-Li, really
No,
good.
You didn't. You're
Really?
a liar.
Really good. No, it was really good.
No, it wasn't.
It was. I especially like the Irish
Stop hurting
Bison.
Michael. Yeah.
The Irish Bison. Man,
Yeah.
the
Who
94.
could forget the abortion scene?
Ah, yes, fantastic.
What we wanted from a Street Fighter movie.
So you don't have
great
anything from
cinema.
your childhood that
Well,
you...
I've been really lucky. Like I went back and watched Buckaroo Banzai, and I was like, this movie's even better than I thought it was. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Come on, Seth.
I
Dig.
know. Well, the
The
only
Quest.
thing-
Did you ever see The Quest?
Yeah,
I saw The
like
Quest.
It's not that good.
No, it
Yeah,
isn't.
No.
Which is
Labyrinth,
also a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, I might point out.
Yes, it
Oh,
is.
that's
Labyrinth
true.
is a little hard to watch, although not
Really?
bad. Not bad. It's not bad. The only thing I could think of, just because it's sort of topical, Dirty Dancing.
Oh!
I watched that movie partially a lot of times while I was trying to touch girls' boobs and stuff.
Right.
Like, they wanted to watch Dirty Dancing, and so I'd hang out. So I don't really know what happens in it, but recently I had occasion to watch it because of Patrick's passing.
Right.
And that really blows. I mean, it blows. Even if I was like a 13-year-old girl who was excited about dancing and being swept off my feet, it still blows. Like, it's just awful. I feel like if you showed that to a modern 13-year-old girl, she'd be like, this blows.
I appreciate the balls it took to put Swayze in the corner.
Sorry. I won't accept
But don't
any...
you talk bad about Roadhouse.
A Point Break also. Yeah, Roadhouse, awesome. Like, he's the thing about Roadhouse that I remember is also he's smoking constantly. Like, he's like this Zen master. He's like the toughest cooler in town.
I've
like,
torn out a
goes
couple
out and
throats,
does Tai Chi, and then like
hurt.
smokes a bunch of cigarettes.
He's Dalton. He's won awards for being a bouncer. He's defeated people in bouncer championships. This is all hinted at in the plot line of the movie.
You're not going to find a better
bouncer championships. Who do they get to? Just like the worst drunks. Like,
I hear this.
Round up the towns, the country's
I
worst
hear
drunks.
this guy is the drunkest. Who's gonna?
Man, I'm going to tear this bouncer up. He ain't throwing me out of shit.
I'm going to stay in this bouncer competition ring all night and hassle the waitress.
I dare you. I dare you to throw me out of here. Whoa, you are the best. All right.
I didn't know my shirt could bend that way. Man.
Everyone's from Texas. Everyone's from Texas with a ball
America.
field. Hey, everybody.
Hey, I'm just saying, kids, if you're in America, try not to talk with that accent when you grow up. It'll help you get a job. Don't look at Jimmy Carter. He got
that's
lucky.
Question of the week 56. What movie from childhood does not hold up? And GamesBetter.com/forums. And I think that takes us to what, teases for
That's
next
it.
week?
I got to say to the person who sent me the message, I do not apologize for what I said about the Irish because
hey,
I don't know anything about the Irish to really insult them. All I said is their music sucked. It's drunk jazz, and it's disgusting. I never want to hear it again. Sorry, Killian. Jesus, I forgot.
Bryson agrees.
If you'll buy me some potatoes, I'll be okay.
I forgot about that.
Okay.
Teases, I'm doing Force 30 review.
Which is up now.
Yeah, it's up now and tomorrow, too, because it's the internet. It doesn't go away. I'm saying Hulu, baby.
I put up the worst water levels.
Oh, yeah.
Which is very much a... Yes, exactly. That's the reaction I want, which is very much a... well, I guess we should do this at some point. It's kind of the article, we'll never do that, and then finally I'm like, you know what? I've got enough of a list. Let's finally just do
Do you
this.
include all of Wave Race?
No, because it's good.
Okay.
So
I like Tubin. What about
Tubin's good.
How about this? Let's go straight for the sacrilege. Super Mario Brothers. I hate those water
I
levels.
thought about
I think
it.
they're
but
great.
I hate them.
Too many people shouted me down.
No, because I am like weirdly in love with the Super Mario Brothers running and jumping mechanic. I think it's one of the greatest things ever invented in video games, and why I'm looking forward to the new Super Mario Brothers game, which is the same run and jump mechanic because it's awesome after 20 years.
Right.
The water just makes me sad and hate. Like it's like you're drunk.
Right.
And you're like.
Yes, it is like drunk and flying, but it's 2D at least. Like
I know.
When you get to 3D, it's even worse. But
anyway, that's
no.
it
was considered, and
I always thought it was a nice interlude.
I did.
I agree. It's a little.
You know what? I always made sure I got there with the fireballs. If you're there with the fireballs, you'll never ever have a problem.
Yeah. No, you're gold.
I love that they're fireballs underwater, and I did put Sonic in there only because that game is built around speed, and then they would always throw an obligatory water level that not just slows you down, but also makes you breathe air bubbles or die, and it's like
Which is never fun. Has never been fun in the history
you're
of
basically
games.
putting you're slowing,
coming up for air.
You're ruining the controls, you're slowing the gameplay, and you're putting a time limit on me. I hate all three of those things, especially in a game that's every level before and after is about going as fast as possible. So screw that.
We got a leftover from the week of Disney in there,
Yeah.
I believe. You're gonna have to look to see that.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe. Oh yes, yes, there is one of those.
Aha!
And also Thursday, which it's been up now for a day, but an image that's the world according to Street Fighter, which is every character from 1, 2, 3, and 4 put onto the world, a map of the world, and I've had Seth here take a glance at it to make sure nothing was grievously wrong. and it seems to be okay.
I gave it my highest praise, which is that I want it on a T-shirt.
Yeah. So
I can wear.
check out this picture.
I can't say anything better about any product than that I wish to represent it on a T-shirt.
I thought of this last week, but Drew, the main art lead at Game Trader, Andrew Mendoza, he was like the biggest. He designed this whole thing. So I provided the sprites and the general idea, but we've been working on it. So I think it's really cool. If you like sprites, Street Fighter, cool video game related images, please check that out. That's it, Michael.
Well, by this time I will have had up a Reasons You Should Care About Way of the Samurai 3, which I've been playing a lot and really enjoying.
2 of them better not be Way of the Samurai 1 and 2.
No, they aren't. Although, yeah, I managed to leave those out entirely, although I really like them. And I seem to be in the minority on Way of the Samurai 2, which got pretty critically panned. I think it's a 50-something on Metacritic.
Never heard of it until you brought it up last week.
But yeah, I love them, and the new one, the graphics aren't that great. It feels a little bit artificial with the choose your own adventure stuff, but it's still, it's a fairly big free roaming adventure. I'm kind of impressed with the way that I keep trying to break the storyline, and it's like, oh no, we thought of that. Some villagers try to you're wandering around a battlefield in the very beginning, about to pass out, and some villagers come up and say, "Hey, are you okay?" And you can just draw your sword and try to attack them, and that's a built-in contingency.
I dig.
Yeah. And I'm also going to Sony to see several things for PlayStation, the official magazine, which you'll be able to read about, I presume, in the next issue.
And I'll be in Italy to play a game that takes place in Italy. Which is totally pointless. I'm glad I'm not reviewing it.
Yeah, Chris won't be here next week, so I guess that means I'm running a podcast. It will be 20 minutes. And 1 minute per topic.
Yep.
And look forward to that.
It will be devoted to how much we hate our fans, apparently.
Yes, and how much I don't appreciate everyone listening.
Seth, Capcom, what you got going on? You have anything going on this week?
Well, we've got a Dark Void event.
Oh, yeah!
I believe you guys will be
yes.
Party 2. It's a big secret, but...
yeah, they're picking us up here Monday, and they're not telling us where we're going, which is part of the fun.
I've actually went out and bought a bunch of burlap sacks, which I guess are for your heads.
Are there holes in them?
No, not yet.
They've been soaked in roofenol.
You don't need holes to breathe through burlap.
Sorry, did I sully your Dark Void event?
Really, after the sack, we had to roofenol you as well. It seems a little bit overkill. Dark Void coming up, and some more exciting news about. We've got a New York event, which is a little bit underground, but we'll be talking about that soon. That will be taking
Capcom or Street Fighter-ish.
Oh, yeah, it might be a little fighting game flavored. But
don't tell me. I may not go now.
We'll have a bunch of juice. You're not invited. How about that?
There you go.
We don't need fair weather fans like that. It's going to be hot, so yeah, we'll have some more good stuff.
Seth, give us some music to take us out with. Give us some good Capcom music.
On the Dark Void tip, I gotta say, check out that soundtrack. Bear McCreary, the Battlestar Galactica guy.
Oh,
and
right.
If you're an 8-bit fan, Bear McCreary turns out is a huge Mega Man fan. His hard drives, actually in his studio, are labeled after Mega Man bosses.
Oh,
he names them after Mega Man bosses.
I like this guy already.
Yeah, no, he's actually really rad. Because, usually I figured, Hollywood douchebag, gonna be total jerk-off, don't want to talk to him, and he's gonna have a cool haircut. No, he was an awesome guy, and he has knocked it out of the park in the soundtrack department. So, but there's also, so for 8-bit fans, he also created, because he is an 8-bit fan himself, created an 8-bit remix of his own main Dark Void theme, which is definitely worth listening to.
But the forums, thank you, Seth.
My joy.
Somebody give us words to live by for a week.
No.
Ain't nothing wrong with Texas.
And when there was no crawdad, we ate sand.
Yes, fine.